Station,
man.
What were you doing there, little piano?
Yeah, I was just, playing the air theremin, which is the best theremin because the theremin is played with the air. But anyway, what's up, Dylan? Pop, pop, boom, my man.
Pop, pop, boom. What's up, man? How you been?
I've been good, man. Just got scammed by a fake Arcade 1-Up site, but got that taken care of. But very excited to be here tonight to talk about Lake Placid. I left my Blu-ray in the other room. I have to at some point go grab it. But
yeah, I ran and grabbed it myself because I was like, I wanted to have it just to show off. Yeah, man. I used to have it on DVD, and then I don't know what happened. I came across, and I was like, holy shit, bro! Lake Placid has a Scream Factory Collector's Edition.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's not just the regular schmegular one release they do. It's a collector's edition. I wish I had the slip for it, but it's a cool one, man. And then you get the little original poster. That one's a little harder to see, but bro, this is a good one to review, man. And I cannot forget, we also got a special guest with us tonight, man. Welcome, my man, the one and only Verno from the Cerebros. Dude, what's up, man? Did I mute you?
It says I'm muted.
Bad.
What up?
I must have accidentally clicked it when I added you. Sorry. I was just going to say, I'm like, you're muted, bro, before you talk. But I did, I guess.
What up? What's going on, guys? Stoked to talk some Lake Placid. I think it's my first time seeing it. I thought I had seen it. And then I watched it. I might be thinking of Anaconda or Rogue or something.
Dude, your first time watching. I'm really interested for when we get into it.
I know.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude.
When you told me that, I was like, dude, definitely you gotta join, bro. Definitely. I gotta hear what you think. This is probably, like, now that you said Anaconda, my top 3 probably creature features, like, all the time would probably be like Jaws, Anaconda, and fucking Lake Placid.
Yeah, but
I guess I know I see Robbie shaking his head. So Jaws ain't a creature feature.
No, I mean, yeah, it is. But you also
it's like maybe it's more of a monster. I don't know.
Well, monster movies could be creature features too. Pumpkinhead's a creature feature. Like,
I know
come on.
Because I was like, do I do creature feature on the thing or monster? You know what I mean?
I get it. About like real life animal monster movies, right?
Yeah.
I call it animal horror.
This was cool because you see like the entire big one, because this was done by the Crocodile was done by Stan Winston. So off the rip, man, you know they're not fucking around because he's the guy who created Pumpkinhead. You know what I mean? And he did so many incredible effects. So it's just one of my favorites. This has always been one of my hands down favorite movies growing up, man. It's just so much fun. I'm trying to think. And you get Steve Miner, the freaking director of Friday Part 2 and Part 3, director of House. dude, just such a great director.
Director of Halloween H2O. This was the
H2O,
follow-up.
yes, I always forget that he did
the
my
follow-up to H2O,
and that's like that's one of my all-time favorites. First Halloween movie I ever saw in the theaters.
You're saying he did Friday like Friday, next Friday, Friday after next?
No, Friday 13th.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, he directed the original Friday 13th Part 2 and 3. Yeah.
So yeah, Steve Miner is not a minor figure in horror directing.
Hey, maybe choke.
Yeah, and so you get also Bill Pullman in this, which we all know from getting his nuts smashed in Serpent in the Rainbow.
By the way, it's President Bill Pullman.
Okay? President
from ID4, remember? So he's been my president. I thought he was the president in the 90s. Let's do it.
Best presidential speech in my lifetime.
Because today is our Independence Day.
Yeah, it's a great film, man. I really love it. It's a lot of fun. It gets a little CGI, but I think for the most part, man, the creature effects are great, man. Before we get into it, we'll do a little horror news. I'm freaking bummed, man, because my girl, when I went to go see Scream today with her, we did like our early showing at like 12:30, and I ran to go get her popcorn. I come back, she's like, there was this awesome trailer. I wish you would have saw. I'm like, what was the name? She's like, I think it was like Cursed or something. I'm like, you just got me so hyped for this movie, and you didn't even remember the freaking name of the movie so I could look it up. But she was like, it's kind of like Jeepers Creepers. I was like, well, they're doing a new Jeepers Creepers. Then she was like, well, maybe it was that. She's like, it was like a scarecrow or something. I'm like, I don't know what but dude, so I saw Scream. I'm not giving no spoilers. I know Verno literally just got back from seeing Scream
like 2 minutes ago.
Dude, I fucking loved it, bro.
Hell yeah,
straight up, bro. I don't know what you thought, Verno, but dude, it my girl, bro, had her couldn't even watch it times. She was like, dude, it is tense,
right?
And one thing about Hollywood the last 5 years, especially the mainstream horror movies, and I feel like The Conjuring almost started it. The jump scares, Insidious, all those jump scares, they got so predictable and just stupid, man, where I just always see it coming. And this one was the opposite, man. They were literally fucking with you, bro.
Right.
And I was like, dude, every time, I'm literally sitting there guessing everything. Every time they got me wrong, I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah, they were playing with that. Every time you thought a jump scare was coming, it wasn't. And then they were doing a really.
And then even then, you're like, it's coming, and nope. You know what I'm saying? It's coming, nope. I was like, dude, this is it was wild, bro. And this one feels a little ahead of its time in a way, but it hits it right on the nail, man.
For sure,
everything, man. I really don't want to get into too much, but dude, I thought it was incredible, man.
I loved it. My girlfriend gives it 5 you digs.
Dude, it was, to me and my girl both said it was damn near perfect. I really can't. It's hard for me. It's one I really want to go see again, and it is one that I highly recommend seeing in theaters. Go see this with a couple people. You are gonna have a blast because it is a straight whodunit. I don't care if you think you know the person, even if you think you know for sure, man. It's gonna keep you guessing the entire time. There is gonna be a point where you're like, I don't know, man. I really thought it was, but I don't know anymore. So, and that's what I love, man. They did a great job. Because I know a lot of people have been saying, man, I fucking knew it right away. It's dude, well, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? But you didn't know their motives. You know what I mean? You didn't know their motives. That's a fact. You might have known, you know what I mean? But, dude, it was great, man. And the kills were pretty good. The kills were still stabbing, but they were elevated. Because I saw one guy said, he's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's the same shit. It's just stabby. And I was like, it is still stabbing, but it's more brutal,
Right.
It's not.
I thought 4 was gorier than most of them. 4 was really gory. This wasn't quite as gory as that, but still, there was creative.
You don't think so?
No. I'm saying as far as I think 4 was a little gorier. This, really? They had some great kills though, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
The 4 was over the top with the blood. This was too. But I think 4 was a little more.
I gotta go back and pay attention because I feel like this one had more blood. To be honest,
maybe.
But I watch. You never know, man. They could be pretty damn close. You know what I mean? Maybe this one just felt a little more brutal. So maybe I just felt like there was more blood. I just felt with the kill, like with the stabbing, it felt more like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like,
there was some moments
one
for sure. Yeah.
Like I felt like at times they would do like one big stab and then they'd be like, you know what I mean? But this one they were like going nuts on them. Like,
no, definitely, it was brutal for sure, and it was good mystery, good clean fun. It had some funny stuff, good characters.
Yeah, good characters. I really like the new cast. I was not sure because I know Robbie's a big musical guy, so I think the girl who's dating Jack Quaid, she was in The Heights, which I know Robbie was talking about at one point. I'm not a big musical guy, really. Some of them I do like, but I heard that she was really good in that. But at first I was like, nah, I don't think I like this chick. But she did pretty good.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of fun with it, man. And it is highly recommended to go see in the movies. Can't go see it in the theater. So, and this is one like I would love for these guys to get to come back and do another sequel. Like this was, and literally at the end they put like 4 West. I was like, so I almost like shedded a tear, man. I loved it. I was like, they ended it, and I was like 4, and I see just 4 West, and I was like, now that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Now that's how you like really, show the man love. Because Wes Craven, bro.
There was a character named Wes in the movie too.
Yeah. Judy Hicks's daughter. Yeah, man, that it was great, man. And a lot of time, like this is the legend Wes Craven, bro, not created 1 but 2 slasher icons, Freddy and Ghostface. You know what I'm saying? I don't know though. Did Kevin Williamson create Ghostface, or did they do it together?
I'm sure.
Either way, he's
sure it was together, right?
He was the forefront of 2K. Like most of these guys, they come up with Michael. John Carpenter did Michael Myers. He obviously did The Thing and stuff, but I sat back and I'm like, dude, he created 2 icons, man.
Right.
2.
Honestly, the person who created the Ghostface as an icon is whatever the key grip or whoever the gopher was that they sent to the drugstore to buy a generic mask.
Right.
Yeah, because it was just like a ghost costume.
And everybody had that at their drugstores, right? That mask. You could just buy it. Then they had
I would love to have one of those. I want a hot toy of Ghostface.
This neck is pretty good, man. This is the non-cloth one. It's got cloth, but but it's got like a glow-in-the-dark green face. It's got the bloody face. It's got a bunch of different weapons. It's pretty nice.
I need to get into NECA just to quit playing around with this stuff that's so expensive.
They're like 35 to $40. But yeah, you see the little green one.
So much more reasonable. Yeah, that looks dope.
Yeah, it's I love it, dude. This is like I've been waiting for this sucker, man, and they nailed this one because they always did. I think McFarlane did a Ghostface a while back, and it was like
Maniacs, yeah.
It was like it looked terrible though. Like it was like a little cloth, and then the rest was like all plastic, and it's like they nailed this one where like it's just enough cloth, and then they did it so good, man. I actually have 2 freaking Ghostface. Let's see.
I don't think I have any.
Then I have the all cloth one because they finally nailed Ghostface, and I had to get it, man.
I hate the cloth figures though.
This one is awesome. It looks so good. I actually really like the cloth figures.
No, I know a lot of people do. They're very old school. They feel like the Migos or whatnot. It's just I like these ones better. They're more posable. The thing with NECAs is they're infamous for like breaking.
Really?
I've never had one break.
They're not meant to, dude. My freaking girl's son picked up 2 of my leather face and then Jason and just thing from his belt ripped off, and I'm like, God damn it, I know they're not meant to be played with.
They're meant to be posed one way and then displayed. But I think people try to overdo it. Like if you're used to the posability of say a Hasbro figure, you're not going to get that. But you get good sculpting. You get really great little pieces that are about the movies. Like the Chucky doll has every weapon that he killed somebody in the first 3 or 4 movies in. And it's got the regular head, the nice, head, and then it's got the pizza face head, really cool stuff, man.
Dude, that's what Bride of Chucky 2-pack, man, has freaking even more weapons.
That's badass.
It's got the damn ruler that he killed somebody.
Yeah,
Dude, like
the
Hot Toys used
ruler,
to be.
gun.
They used to be great with that. They
A
had all the
bat.
accessories, and then they started overproducing and making everything, and you could just tell like the toys don't feel as special as they used to. They don't get the same amount of care to each one before they were making 15 a month.
Yeah.
Dude, I really want that Halloween Kills figure, man. That was awesome. That one looks really good. A lot better than the
somebody get that
2018.
Russian bot out. Fable, can you do that?
We got a Russian bot. What did I think Manny said a couple weeks ago is not all sex bots or something like that.
So I hear good things about Scream, so I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
gonna be a little bit late, so I think me and Jay Strick got plans to watch it next Friday. That's our day
Really?
off. Yeah, that's our day off. So
See, it's one of those movies.
I can't watch it tomorrow.
I was so afraid to get on the internet because all it takes is one jerk spoiling it. You know what I mean? Telling you who the killer or killers is.
We never had to watch a Scream movie with Facebook before, really.
Right.
Maybe
exactly.
4, but like I didn't like 4 didn't hit. You know what I'm saying? It seems like this one's making waves. Like there's a lot of people talking about
Dude,
it.
I was scared though because when I was like, usually I buy my tickets online, and I was looking, a lot of tickets seats weren't sold, so I was like, I just bought them at the thing because they also charge you like an online fee. So I was like, dude, I really hope that this one makes. But I just saw on one of my posts that Scream scares up 3.5 million in Thursday night previews. So that Thursday night they usually only show like 3 showings like at a theater. So for them to do that, that's pretty good, man. I really hope that it keeps making waves. I think I know like everything with people trying to be careful, but I think this is totally worth it. And if you're just careful, man, go check this out because it is worth it. And I would have been mad if I had to see this at home because it is such a great theater experience. So much fun in the theater. The music, Robbie, freaking incredible.
Oh, you
so
noticed?
Incredible. And that's another thing. I feel like you're able to appreciate the music so much more the first time.
For sure.
Especially in the theater. At home, you might not have surround sound,
Do they utilize the theme from the Scream films though? Yeah, good, because that Scream.
They even do the word. What's the freaking song?
Red Right Hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
They use it so well too.
Mm-hmm.
They used that in Hellboy too. His name was once upon a time ago. What the hell was I saying? The Scream theme was never the most iconic, I would say.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It does have a very ethereal, creepy nature to it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's great, man. It's great. It is that I'll put Scream 5 right next to the original Scream. My girl said that she might like the new one better than the original. She's like, I don't know though. She's like, she said it, and then she's like, you can't really, have this one without the original, obviously. But that's just saying how good she thought it was. And my girl could be there's times where I'll put a movie on for 5 minutes, and she's like, this is stupid, turn it off. I'm like, give it a fucking chance. We're 5 minutes in, you know what I mean?
Well, there's also this knee-jerk reaction sometimes when you get out of something that you really liked and had a good experience, be like, that was the best one of this ever.
Yeah.
People do that with Spider-Man.
Right.
People do that recently or Bonds or anything like that.
I still haven't even seen a Bond.
Yeah, my girl said, she said 5 you digs all day. And I was like, you want to think about that for a few minutes? You want to give it? She's like, no, 5 you digs. Let them know. I was like, okay. All right. It was great. It was great though.
It was it's just a great, also the experience I think that it comes with. It is totally worth it. It needs to be seen in the theater. I'm really glad that they didn't do it. I hope they do put it out on digital in a month. But I hope that it gets its proper release because I want it to get a sequel, and I want these guys to do it because they fucking nailed it, man. They understand what Scream is. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's so far it seems like it's doing pretty well. So
yeah,
what it is, they're not expecting Spider-Man numbers.
Exactly. Yeah, and plus January horror films are usually the joke. Yeah. That's why a lot of people were scared. They're like, "You're putting Scream out in January." They're like, "It must be bad."
Well, because it kept get delayed, so there's all these weird time spaces, right? All these releases at weird times because they just are putting it out. They're trying to be in between.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait a second, they just announced that big tentpole movie win. Oh, we got to move it right here, right? That being said, I'm hearing good things about it, and I'm really excited to check it out.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to hear your thoughts, man. I honestly, dude, I'd love to get do a fucking review on it, man. And like a week, if you watch it, maybe after maybe we do a double feature. Or not, we could review it the week after, dude, like that. Because I think it would be a great discussion. I'm probably gonna go see it again.
You could do a special bonus edition of Dylan's horror show.
Or we could just do it next week when it's gonna be hot, especially.
Yeah, we could talk about it in the beginning. Yeah.
No, we should just do Scream 5 next week.
Oh, instead of Ready or Not?
I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't care.
I don't care either. I will have watched it by then. And it'll give you an excuse to go watch it again, Dylan.
I know. I do want to go watch it again, man.
Maybe you'll catch that trailer that you missed.
Right. Speaking of Spider-Man, though, it just was announced that director John Watts, who directed Spider-Man, is producing new Final Destination movie for HBO Max.
I saw that.
So
I saw it on the weekly Pop Culture wrap up.
Oh yeah,
I did mention that. And I even said on that wrap up, I was like, I've never really been the biggest fan of this franchise, and I've only seen the first 3, and but I'm sure that one day Dylan will have me watch all of them.
I put them on recently. It was something. I think I was making thumbnails. I was doing something where I could kind of just listen, and then when the kills were coming, just look up and see the kills, kind of thing. And I tell you what, it is pretty damn creative. The kills can be fun as hell.
Yeah,
these accidental deaths. It's a totally different.
Are they accidental though?
Kind of thing, or whatever they are. You know what I mean?
Because so much shit has to happen. It's like goddamn playing Mousetrap. You know what I'm saying? It's it's one thing to be like, oh, this nail busts and this person dies, but it's like the water goes down here.
Right. What are those things called where the dominoes go and then
the
you know
something
what I mean?
Kind of machine, right?
Yeah.
It's like whatever they're called. The Mousetrap device is what we'll call it.
Yeah, no, I mean they're different, and I mean they're gimmicky and silly, but some of them are pretty damn good. The kills at least it's something different.
Yeah.
Didn't someone get hit by a bus in the first one or something? Did someone walk into the street, get hit by a bus immediately? They were like, "Screw this," and they just get hit by a bus. I remember
classic. Yeah, someone walk. Yeah, you get that.
I remember the third one came out on DVD, and you could pick that you could choose different choices that people would make, and then the movie would play out a little different.
That's when your franchise is really working,
right?
When you're resorting to choose your own adventure,
right? But this off horror topic, because that's really all the horror news I think I got. Freaking Eternals came out on Disney Plus. Didn't really care for it. I thought the best part was seeing the Celestial Arishem. That was dope. But it was just kind of boring to me. I really couldn't get into it. I do want to check it out again, but it just was missing something. Somebody said that they should have done a Disney Plus show to kind of get the characters in order. And then was that you? Who said that? Was that you?
I thought a lot of people have been saying that. I've said that. I think Verno may have said that.
And then said that. Do a movie after.
Well, I think they should have just done the series.
Yeah, they should have showed Blade at the end too. That would have made it. That was the best part was seeing the Ebony Blade.
What's the point of just having goddamn Blade show up as a voice?
Right. I didn't know that until I heard you say it talking to Rex. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until Mike Matthews told me, and he didn't know it until he saw an article about it.
Dude, the voice though sounded. I almost thought that was Wesley, bro. It sounded.
I didn't know who it was. I was like, who is that?
Right. Yeah. It's not like he's got that well known.
Nobody's gonna know.
If he had some unmistakable voice that everybody knows or something, that would be different.
Or if he would have said something like, "Dane, are you sure about that? Because there are worse things out tonight than Ebony Blades."
Mm-hmm.
Just they should have fucking shown.
Why would Blade even come? Does Blade have any connection in the comics to the Ebony Blade or Black Knight?
There was a short-lived series called it was Captain Britain and something, or it was MI-13 or something, but it was it was basically this Captain Britain team book that had Black Knight, had Blade in it. So like, it's like somebody at Marvel Studios was like, Blade, what do we got? Here's some Blade comics. And he was like, all right. Oh, he's connected with this Black Knight guy. And that's like the tiniest little bits, but I don't know. I think they're trying to,
they're going to lean swords.
They're going to lean heavy into the Black Knight's darker aspects, which they don't so much do in the comics necessarily, not in the way of say like a Blade book or a Tomb of Dracula or you know, like one of the, they're building out a little tiny corner for Midnight Suns, basically, with Blade and Black Knight will probably be a part of that. And, you know, Dracula, I hear, is supposed to be the villain in the first Blade film, and I really hope so. I think that'd be cool.
Right.
Because you don't want to do Deacon Frost or anything. Yeah. Don't do it like that rumored third Blade movie that they did. But anyway. I didn't really like Eternals that much either, though. But I'll share my full thoughts tomorrow. I didn't hate it though.
Right, me neither.
So I got my thoughts. I got some horror news, Dylan.
Dude, nice.
If you'll indulge me, I get a little bit. Okay, so there's a new book coming out in April from Aftershock. It's called The Ocean Will Take Us, and this one is going to be written by Rich Douek, right? Who did Sea of Sorrows and Road of Bones and whatnot, right? Great horror writer. Great horror writer.
Oh yeah.
And so
definitely.
This one, he says, is like his favorite thing about 80s teen dramedies and shows like Buffy and Supernatural. So it's about this group of misfit teenagers at this high school. They find out a secret about the high school. It unravels this conspiracy about the history of the town or something like that. But he said it's going to be like Buffy in the 80s, Supernatural in the 80s, something like that. Sounds really cool because that's Rich Douek, right? And this week in horror comics, and here's a little bit of a stretch, but sure, The Scorched. I think Spawn comics count as horror adjacent, at least. So The Scorched #1 was out this week. The Hell Sonia #1 was out. Don't know if that necessarily leans too much into horror stuff. Then we got a Vampyverse. That's issue number, was that 4?
Vampyverse.
Issue number 5. Yeah, it's like, you know, like Into the Spider-Verse, into the Vampyverse. And then there's Nyx from Dynamite, which is a really cool Ken Hazer TMNT #2. A book that Verno didn't like, but I loved was Department of Truth, issue number 15.
I didn't even finish it. I really shouldn't even have reviewed it because I didn't finish it.
That's some real good horror stuff I like this week. And then Hotel Volume 2, #2 from John Lees. And speaking of Rich Douek and Joe Mulvey released Happy Hill #1. That was really cool.
What company put that out?
That's Comics Tribe, so you're not going to see a lot of it. So
yeah,
they're still available from Diamond. They're beautiful, man. It's a really cool book. It's about there's this like vacation spot that promises that if you show up there and stay there for a week, you leave happy. And there's a missing girl around it, and then there's this weird killer that patrols the forest or something. But it was an interesting first issue. So yeah.
Yeah, I do love Rich Douek's work, man. Sea of Sorrows is great. And Comics Tribe put out Sync, so that's definitely something to check out.
And they put out Wailing Blade, which was the last collaboration between Joe and Rich. So that was a really cool like fantasy book.
Hell yeah. It looks like they released like a little teaser for Moon Knight.
Yeah, the full trailer is going to drop on Monday.
That's what it looks like for the
Moon Knight Monday, everybody.
Hells yeah. I usually stay away from those. I've been watching more trailers as of recent. I might watch that one. I mean, either way, I'm gonna watch the show.
I wasn't so addicted to watching trailers because it like going in not watching a trailer. Like some people do that where they don't watch a trailer at all and they go in completely blind, and they're like, that would be awesome because like Halloween Kills. If I never watched, like I got so pumped for Halloween Kills, like, and then I watched it and I was like, dude, they kind of like showed the like all the good shit in the trailer.
Right.
Like, they gave away a lot.
Sometimes it can backfire for me because you'll go in and like Thor Ragnarok's a good example to where it was so different tonally than I thought it was going to be that I took like half the movie for me to like get, you know what I mean? What the hell are they doing? This is Guardians of the Galaxy. If I had known that going in, I might have been more prepared for it and not thinking about it. Because that's what I do. Like the second half of this Scream film, I'm in my head the whole time. Like I just like get out of your head and enjoy the damn movie. Like I struggle with that big time, especially the first time I watch something.
Oh, you're not like my people on PCP movie night where they're like, wait a second, I got to think about the music. Are they playing music right now? What's going on?
Right. I did that with Lake Placid. I was like, oh yeah, I should probably pay attention to the music. Was there music?
I mean, it's true though. Like if you don't notice it, it does its job.
Right.
But I do pay attention to the music just because I love film scores, like in general. Like I listen to more film scores than anything.
Just like driving around and shit.
Yeah, or just like chilling at the house. If I'm reading, I'll just throw on like some Goblin soundtracks or some John Harrison, some Alan Silvestri. You know,
that would be good for reading because I like to play music while I'm reading to keep my dogs from barking too much. Because if it's dead silent in the house, then they're barking at everything that they hear outside. So I like put something on in the background without words.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Trying to think if I had anything else. I know they mentioned that the Letitia Wright or whatever went back on the set of Black Panther 2 after her injury. Oh, I did watch the new Ghostbusters 2 Afterlife. Wasn't that impressed with it.
Me neither.
I didn't see it yet.
Robbie, I think you told me that it wasn't that great either, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't really like it. Like I said, it's The Force Awakens of Ghostbusters.
Is it okay? Have you guys heard the term requel? Dylan, before seeing it. Okay, that's a thing.
No,
okay.
I've never heard of it before, you know.
They mentioned it in Scream, and I'd never heard that terminology, but it's like, okay, that's The Force Awakens. It's not a sequel, it's not a remake, it's a requel.
That makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of movies that are fucking like that now.
Right. It's the new thing.
Yeah.
They're about to do it with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for that one.
God.
I hope it's good, but I don't got.
My expectations are so fucking low.
Low.
If it's just decent, if it's half-assed decent, we're gonna be like, that's not bad, guys.
That's a Netflix movie.
Yeah. Because I thought it was gonna be absolute dog shit. So that was actually okay, I guess.
I just hope it's not on Hellraiser Judgment level.
Oh my god, that's another thing. We're getting like we're getting a Hulu Hellraiser movie, I believe, and then we're getting an HBO Max Hellraiser series.
Yeah,
and that's going to be done by the guy who did Halloween, David Gordon Green. But the Hulu one scares me, kinda. But then they're making a leap because they're having Pinhead be a chick. So the Hulu one is going to have the chick Pinhead,
and
which actually makes a little sense because I guess Clive Barker said that Pinhead's sex is never revealed and that he could be like
in the book, in the novella, which I've read, The Hellbound Heart. Like Pinhead, who is not the lead Cenobite, right? The lead Cenobite is more what we know as the female Cenobite, right? But Pinhead in the book is described as being very androgynous and very in between, right? Kind of like Desire in the Sandman book by Neil Gaiman. So not only are they casting a woman, she's a trans woman. So to me, that adds a dimension to it that I think really might work. And it's very kind of compelling for me to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah. And then once I want to see her in the makeup too, because she could look crazy in the makeup. It could be almost like a...
They did a chick Pinhead in the Boom series, right? It was the Boom series or the IDW, one of them. And it looks, I mean, Pinhead still, even as a male or female, is kind of sexually attractive and at the same time disturbing. So that's a weird kind of place to be in, right?
I didn't know that freaking that the chick playing her was transgender though.
Me neither.
I'm pretty sure. Now you got me doubting myself.
I forget the girl's name anyways, but yeah, I'm excited to see both of those though, because I want Hellraiser to
Jamie Clayton. Jamie Clayton, yeah.
Either way, she's pretty hot. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Yes.
Remind me of this episode of Jerry Springer back in the day.
Oh my god.
Me and my buddy sitting there watching, and it's bringing out all these chicks, and me and my buddy damn, she's hot, right? She's hot. At the end of the thing, it wasn't Jerry Springer, it was Maury. He's like, the thing is, these were all men. And we're like, no fucking way. So he got us. You got me, Maury.
Oh, man.
Not again.
Not again.
Oh, the 90s.
Right.
Oh, The Insidious did.
Hey, and right on cue, we get a porn bot.
Right.
Right.
I love it.
There's like a trigger word for them to pop up. But Insidious, the Dark Realm, they dropped a trailer for that I didn't mention. And Patrick Wilson is getting his directorial debut on it. I watched the trailer and it actually kind of impressed me, man. I kind of am not the biggest fan of the Insidious films, but it's supposed to kind of be more in line with like the first two, like with the family and everything. So I'm excited to check it out. It looked like really good, like that they're kind of diving more into like, I guess the dark realm is what they're calling it. So, but I'm excited to check it out. The trailer looked really good if you haven't seen it, Robbie. But
I've never seen any of the Insidious films. I've never seen any. Never. No.
Never? Wow. That's James Wan, Lee.
That was James Wan, the first one, right?
Yeah, and Lee Winnell.
Was that the one with Ethan Hawke?
No, that's Patrick Wilson.
I'm thinking of Sinister. Yeah. That's by somebody else, right?
Yeah, that's Scott Cooper, the guy who did Doctor Strange and who's doing the Black Phone movie. Black Phone has Ethan Hawke in it too.
Okay.
All right. I guess that's
and Ethan Hawke's in Moon Knight, by the way. So
yeah,
it brings it all back full circle.
Oh yeah, he is. So yeah, definitely check out the Insidious Dark Realm trailer. Definitely go to your local theater and go see Scream. It is fucking awesome. Scott Derrickson, thank you, Link. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck Scott Cooper is then.
Scott Cooper is his Spanish cousin.
But I gotta look and see who the fuck Scott Cooper is now. If there even is a Scott Cooper, probably isn't.
Probably somewhere. He's probably like a minor injury lawyer in Paducah, Kentucky.
Director of Crazy Heart. Or no, director of Out of the Furnace. It says he directed Black Mass. So he is a real person. I didn't just pull that out my ass.
Maybe you just created him. What if you just created him and his whole history?
Yeah.
Right. Like he spontaneously exists. It's like some kind of quantum reality.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, my grandmother did tell me that there's magic in my family.
All right, fucking Ned.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I couldn't think of Ned's name.
I almost said Genki because that's who he is. He's Genki. He's not Ned Leeds. But I love how they play up the Hobgoblin bit, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely.
What's a Scott Cooper? Scott Cooper is at least a backlog, bro.
Did you like Spider-Man? Didn't you?
Who, me?
Yeah, because I don't know if we ever got to talk about it.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I only saw it once though in theater, so I really wanted to see it twice. I never got.
I'll see more of its flaws the second time. I just had Joe Corallo in my ear on Monday night.
No, you don't want
20 minutes.
You don't want that.
How bad it was, and I was like, I mean, you're right. But granted, Joe he tore the movie apart and said it wasn't he said it wasn't a story. It was a series of TikTok videos, but he said it was a good time.
Right.
He was just talking about how it didn't really have like a good story for him. Because ultimately, it's like Doctor Strange makes a really dumb decision based on this dude who wants to get him and his two friends into MIT, which is already improbable that three of like the tightest homies in high school will wind up in MIT. And
right,
you can pick these things apart.
Right, you can pick anything apart.
Joe's an editor, man. He has to do that shit. If someone turned this in to him, you know what I'm saying?
He would have taken all the goddamn fun out of it. He would have added a story. Get in the way of all the good times. But I saw it twice and I did enjoy it a little less the second time for sure. But it's that kind of, I already talked about it with you guys before. Part of it was the theater experience, which I'll say I had, there was only like maybe 8 people in my theater just now for Scream. And these 2 girls walked in, or they were in front of us. And I was like, babe, we're sitting as far away from these 2 girls as possible. I could just tell they were trouble. And we were like way far away from them, but I could still hear them talking from across the place. God. It's like, what, the kids these days, you know what I mean?
I know.
No respect. It was making me wonder if I was like that when I was a kid. It's like, I hope not.
We probably
never was like that in a theater, man. I always just would sit there and like, I'm just stuck to the TV or the screen, you know? But yeah, that fucking sucks, man. There wasn't a lot of people in mine either. That's why I was like worried. I was like, I hope it makes good money.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, man. Something about Spider, like I love Spider-Man, but something about it made me think like rewatchable. Like I wouldn't like it as much like over time. Like I could watch the first two a lot more, and I feel like this one is just more like trying to just set up the Spider-Man all the fans were bitching that they wanted. This
Right.
Spider-Man doesn't have like real issues. Tony Stark always backs him up. So this is just like trying to like put him through the ring, like give him hell just to bring him the Spider-Man that everyone feels they deserve,
Right.
So,
well, I mean, it was kind of dependent on these big moments, which a lot of these movies are.
yeah.
But like, and then on like, the fact of who all was in the movie and all the surprises that didn't surprise most of us,
Right.
Depending on that, but
yeah. And they just didn't have a lot of good moments with like all three of them like in the suits.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we got a little bit more than I think I thought we were gonna get.
Yeah.
We still talking about Spidey?
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, man, today that happened was I found this meme and I shared it in the PCP Army, and it was really poorly put together, but it's Andrew Garfield, and he's like, I want to fight an alien. And then it's like 6 months later, and he's being chased by a xenomorph, and he's like screaming, and then like he's got a face hugger on, and then he's got like a fucking alien ripping out of his.
I shouldn't even try to describe this because you can't. Some memes you can't describe, but it was Batman saying to Robin, he's like, the car won't start. We've got to change the battery. And Robin saying, what's a Terry? Yeah, that was the silliest thing ever, but it was hilarious. What is a Terry?
Oh Lord.
Oh man. But yeah, I guess that's it. We freaking Batman got PG-13 rating too, which nothing special there. Let's get into Lake Placid though. It would have been cool though if Batman was rated R, but
yeah,
it's never gonna happen.
I really like the Scream Factory cover better than this one, Dylan. But
do you?
I do. I like the one that you got displayed better than this one. But for some reason, I always like going. I like that one better. The one yours. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty cool disc. I bought it, got it in a few days ago, watched it, and I don't know. I kind of immediately regretted buying it after I watched the movie. But
really,
we'll talk.
I thought it was cheap though.
It was cheap. So
how cheap?
Like $15, something like that. 14. So 15.
But you don't think you're gonna watch it that much, so that's why.
No, I learned a lesson this time watching it, which is and I'll explain more of this as we get into it. But I learned the lesson that this is a crew and alcohol movie. I think, and not a sit alone at home and pay attention to it movie.
Fair enough. I sat alone and drank, so I think I found that happy balance.
Yeah, okay. I guess what I'm trying to say, we're getting into it. I guess what I'm trying to say is I was kind of disappointed this time because I don't think that I remembered the movie being very goofy and funny, and it still is. But this time I realized that the movie's also kind of trying to take itself seriously and do something. But I also applaud the movie for not overstaying its welcome and not going too deep into certain things. But if I almost wish this movie would have leaned more into its goofiness and its just inherent silliness, which I'm sure the sequels do because there's a Lake Placid versus Anaconda or some shit like that, right? So like, I don't know, just this time I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't just so full board goofy, especially with some of the films that we watch.
That's what I was thinking. We just watched Slither, and this is a hard one right after it.
Yes, it would have been better to do this one than Slither, right? But I still liked it, and Betty White, her 100th birthday is in 2 days, right? So this is timed well, and she's great in the movie, and it's cool, and it's hard to go back to 1999. I didn't watch this in the movie theaters, but I picked it up, of course, when it came out at the VHS rental store, and it's hard to throw yourself back in those days to see this movie in that era when all you're getting is Scream copycats like H2O, which I love, but this is the follow-up to H2O, and like Urban Legend and all that shit going on, right? But then you wind up it's hard to recreate being in that era and watching this movie that doesn't take itself super seriously, but doesn't ultrally lean into its goofiness. and having Betty White say the things that she says, like we're used to that now.
Right.
You know, she became a meme, so it doesn't quite have the same punch as it did. But I was slightly disappointed on this revisit, is what I'm trying to say, because I wanted it to be a little bit more full throttle. If that makes sense.
I'm with you. I mean, this was my first time watching it, so I wasn't disappointed. I definitely had fun with it, but I get everything that you're saying for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. What did you think your first time watching this, Bruno?
I thought it was a lot of fun. Like, I mean, we already mentioned, like, it's not Slither, but you know, I was trying to judge it on what it was trying to do, and it was funny. I get a little like going into it, seeing horror comedy, you don't know what kind of horror comedy you're getting.
Yeah,
and I was pleasantly surprised with, like, the jokes for the most part worked for me. I really had fun with the majority of the movie until the third act. The third act wasn't that I didn't like the ending. Really, I'll tell you, once they showed the crocodile, spoiler alert, it's a crocodile, I was a little like, it wasn't as good after that part. Like with the scare moments before that, when people in the water, we hadn't seen this thing yet, and I knew it was a crocodile, but I didn't have like a picture in my head of how big it was. And the first time they showed it, I'm like, I wish it was a little bigger. You know what I mean? It was just like, it's a giant crocodile, but it's only a little bit bigger than like your average or the biggest crocodile that actually exists. I thought it was going to be like the 60-foot mammoth type of thing.
Did you see the ending though? When
I was going to say, they don't accurately show the scale to you as the audience until that very end clip during the credits, when they show it being as
big as
on the truck.
Yeah, what are those trucks called?
The 18-wheelers or whatever?
Yeah, like it's literally like on a 18-wheeler. Like,
you saw that in the credits, right, Bernard?
You know, I don't know if I did. I mean, I spent some time afterwards looking at like the making of it on YouTube and like seeing the actual crocodile that they built and stuff, which was cool. But no, I don't think I saw that, to be honest with you.
There's a bit like as the credits are rolling where they just start showing the crocodile being carted off. It's asleep and it's on like the bed of one of those 18-wheelers, right? And it's just like the whole thing, and it's just riding down the road, and it's just like wild looking,
right,
and whatnot.
But I did enjoy it. Like the right off the bat, when they pull that dude out of the water and half of his body is gone, I was like, I think I'm gonna like this. Like just the amount of gore and like the way people's heads getting bit off. Like there was some good solid kills, some good. I realized while watching this, like I don't get scared watching this Scream movie. I don't like The Exorcist was honestly a movie that like freaked me out. Like I already talked about that, but the underwater, the make you want to curl your toes up kind of movies, that is super effective for me. That stuff has always freaked me out my whole life. So like the first time that the main character, the lead character, gets knocked off and into the water, like super effective for me, like with the music and all that at that part too. So it had its moments. I definitely enjoyed it. But to your point, Robbie, I don't know if it's a movie I'll rewatch too often.
It's worth rewatching. I will say that it is worth rewatching, but you're to your credit, you're saying something about the third act, and that is the part where it started falling apart for me. Like when I was watching this film, I'm into it. Like it's goofy, it's cheesy with the whole story about Bridget Fonda, her boyfriend who's George Clooney light, who was in H2O, right? And you know, she's that whole story, which has no purpose for the rest of the movie. Okay, it doesn't, right? Like that whole thing doesn't ever, like, who cares, right? But that's just the whole reason why she's down there. Like all that's so cheesy and goofy, and it's fun and it's cool, but it's that third act, man. In particular for me, where it really starts falling apart is where it just all of a sudden becomes this like PETA message where they can't kill the fucking crocodile that just killed all these fucking people. You know, it's like, what if at the end of Jaws, instead of blowing up the fucking shark, they were like, let's trank it and coerce the authorities into saving it. Yeah.
Right. Let's make Jaws
like,
a pet.
honestly, what the fuck are they going to do with that thing? I mean, I love animals, y'all, but I'm just saying, if there's a 30-foot croc in a lake in my area and they kill it, I ain't gonna like, especially if it's eating people, I'll be like
left and right.
I mean, well,
that's funny. Like if a pit bull bites someone, they're putting it down right away. Exactly. But if a fucking crocodile's eating people, let's save it.
It's that when it gets to that, it's bad, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. But that third act does feel very rushed, it gets like, it feels like it's honestly set up like the Mummy films, the Mummy's Hand, like the one where they like have to go camp out and wait for the mummy, Dylan. You know what I'm talking about? And it's a little bit more fun and goofy with Clarice. It is totally that movie. Holy shit. I just realized that even the ending, that it is that movie, but they don't try to save the fucking mummy. They're not like, oh, just put the mummy back to sleep. No, they burn that motherfucker, man. What about you, Dylan?
And I've always loved it, man. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, like there's really not a lot of like crocodile movies. I know there's Alligator, which Scream Factory has you know, Blu-rays coming out for Alligator 1 and 2, which I'm really excited for. But I've always been more of a Lake Placid fan, to be honest. So it's always been a fun one for me. But I grew up like Jaws was a big one in my house. Anaconda was another big one that I loved growing up, and then freaking this one too, and then like Congo too, you know, like so I kind of like always loved like the animals gone bad type thing, you know, or creatures gone bad. Freaking Orca, you know what I mean? So a lot of those like have special places in my heart. Like I just love those. I grew up watching like Flipper and then Free Willy, and then I started getting into like the killer freaking animal ones. The ending though is like the weakest part, I think, because then you get the most CGI too out of the croc.
Once they fully reveal it, right?
Yeah.
Because up until then, it looks great, dude. When it snatches that fucking bear out of the goddamn like into the
I think it looks pretty dang big. There are times though where I wish it looked bigger. Definitely. The thing is, it is practical when you see it like that. So at least like I do appreciate them keeping it practical, but I do wish that maybe it was a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? Just like more of the scale that you see at the end. Because go back to the Inferno, I was trying to find a picture, I couldn't, but it's literally on like an 18-wheeler, and it looks huge, bro. Like so long, you know. So I think, I don't know, man, like it's just head, because you see its head a lot of the times, like you get the top part, you know. So I just wish they made like the head look insane, because I mean it's taking down helicopters and shit, but
I get the scale of it, like because like that scene underwater where it comes after Bridget Fonda. Yeah,
you know,
dude, one of my favorite moments is when it snatches that dude's fucking head off.
Yeah.
He's just leaning over the
when they're in the boat. Yeah,
just like you're not even
still kicking.
Yeah, you're not even safe if you're in the boat. That's like terrifying to me. Like all I do then is just lay the fuck down and just stay there.
Right.
I'm just like, maybe one day I'll eventually get to the shore and I'll just hop the fuck out and run.
Oh my god,
that first kill is great. Those are the best kills. They don't kill a lot. Like kills a handful of people.
No, yeah, they like find the toe or whatever.
Right, that's good too.
A good kill in the beginning, which is like a Jaws homage too, like straight up. Even like going through the underwater, you know,
totally
mud. Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's not like then the head scene. I want to say they maybe only kill like 2-3 people, not maybe just 2. Honestly,
I think it's like 3, right? Because there's the first dude, then there's the dude with the head getting eaten. I'm counting the bear. I'm counting that cow.
Betty White's husband, but that's off screen.
Have they done a prequel? I want that story.
yeah. De-age Betty White.
Oh no, just recast Elizabeth Banks. Since she's fresh on her mind.
Yeah. I don't want to get into characters, but I'll just wait then.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, there's a moment where we've got Bill Pullman, we've got Bridget Fonda, and we've got Mad-Eyed Moody, and like that's our trio.
Yeah.
And then when we see Oliver Platt's character show up before they reveal who it is, I'm like, I was already into the movie. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. They're gonna bring in this wild guy, right? He's supposed to be like the wild man, and to me, he was fine in the movie. He's not bad, but he wasn't that wild of a guy. Like there could have been someone that injected some more life into the film if it was a different casting right there. Yeah. Although I did like his dancing that he did where he didn't lift his legs up at all. But don't get me wrong, he wasn't bad, but someone else could have killed that part. Someone with more of a personality.
Like imagine if they made that movie today, right? And you had The Rock as that character.
Right.
Right. Instead of Oliver Platt, who shows up and immediately, and I can never remember this dude's fucking name, but Mad Eye Moody. That's Brendan Gleeson. He immediately goes to him and starts calling him fat. And I'm like, bruh.
You ain't that hot on the scale either, partner.
Right. And they were all good. Like Mad Eye Moody, Gleason. He was good too. Everybody played their roles well.
But they have some childish bits that just get played out too much, like the whole feud between Oliver Platt and Mad Eye Moody, and I just love that that's what we're going to call him.
Oliver Platt just be like an asshole, you know, like just kind of like thinking his shit don't stink when it's like clearly, dude, your shit does stink, you know.
Right. They could have killed some more people. They had a lot of deputies there, man. Mm-hmm. They had like a lot of people there they could have killed. But I'm sure they amp up the Lake Placid movies as they go. I haven't watched any aside from this first
I've seen the Lake Placid versus Anaconda, and they get stupid. They get more CGI. Like Stan Winston's the only one that did the first one, so you know you're not gonna. It's gonna be all shitty CGI. They're like Sharknadoes, but worse. I think there was one I used to love. I don't know if I have it here. I think it was like an Australian crocodile movie. I don't know.
I just watched the trailer for Lake Placid versus Anaconda last night. You could tell, like, oh, this gets ridiculous. 100% CGI, and the acting gets just awful.
I'm assuming they get wilder and maybe more fun and rambunctious, right?
It looked that way.
I'm certain that this is the best story that they've told.
Just from comments I was looking at, people were like, just don't waste your time on the other one, is what most people were saying. They're on Amazon Prime, I think.
Nice. When this movie came out, it was the Betty White thing that really, like, that was what everybody was talking about. So you got to see this movie. Betty White fucking tells somebody to suck her cock, you know? And it's like that was it. And like, you know, in 99, you know, that was like, because we're dealing in 99 with like this kind of toned down gore in these kind of movies. Like even those Scream movies, and all those Scream copycats, there's not a lot of gore and not necessarily there's not a high body count compared to some other movies, right? And Lake Placid doesn't kill a lot of people, but its gore gets pretty out there. I really do love the head scene where the snake comes out of the mouth. Like that's legitimately kind of creepy. But yeah, then it doesn't. What's up, Dylan?
What's up?
Did you find that movie?
Oh yeah, it's called Rogue. I was going to show you the screen.
I was looking that up last night. That looks like one that takes itself a lot more seriously. It doesn't seem to have the horror, the comedy bits to it. I didn't watch it. I just watched the previews.
Yeah, I don't know if Robbie's seen this is just a poster, but yeah, I like this one. Crawl's another good one. Crawl. That Sam Raimi produced that one. Forget who directed that. But they Crawl was a good one, and then Rogue though is definitely a good one to check out. I think it's Australian though. I want to say, man. But
there's some kind of crocodile film that I think it's called Crocodile Fury. That when we did Horror Fest last year and we did the Joe Corallo poll, and he just picked these fucking random D-list fucking movies from all over the place. And one of them was like, I think it's called Crocodile Fury or something, and it's on YouTube and it's in some language. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But like, I just watched a little bit of it, like in the middle of the film, and it was fucking wild because it's the most ridiculous, like paper mache crocodile with its mouth open, doesn't move, and they just keep using it. They'll just put someone in his jaws and then spray like gallons of blood out of it. And it's so fucking awesome.
Wow, really?
I was poking around last night looking for other like animal horror stuff to watch. Anaconda's not streaming anywhere. There wasn't a lot that was streaming other than ones that looked just terrible.
Yeah.
But Piranha is one that I remember watching when I was a kid.
The original one?
Yeah, like from the I think like 77 or something like that.
Do you know who directed that film, bro? Joe Dante, the guy that did Gremlins and Small Soldiers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Produced by Roger Corman.
And The Howling. Yeah, that's where he got his start.
Yeah. I mean, it's like pretty campy, right? Like I remember it even being stupid when I was a kid, but it was
meant to be
fun.
A parody of Jaws. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they did like Piranha, like they did a new one. I never saw that, and they did a 3D one, and
it
was like Piranha 3 double Ds.
They did.
I think I might want to watch that one.
They remade Piranha like 3 times, and then they did the Piranha DD. They did Piranha. Let me see. There's a couple Piranhas. They did the 78 Piranha. They did the 95 Piranha with William Catt. Then they did the 2010 Piranha. That's Piranha 3D, and then they did the 2012. That's Piranha 3DD.
Nice.
It's funny.
Yeah. I only ever seen the first one.
Actually, there's a sequel to the original that most people don't even know, and it's a Scream Factory release, Piranha 2: The Spawning, directed by James fucking Cameron.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Wow. There's I'm dying to get that on Blu-ray.
Another
it's supposed to be like really fucking cheesy but good.
Another fun fact is that Joe Dante did get hired to do Jaws 3, and he came up with the whole treatment for it, right? He got hired to do Jaws 3 because of Piranha, because of the success of The Howling or whatnot. He didn't do that. He wound up doing Gremlins or whatnot. But his pitch for Jaws 3, which wound up being Jaws 3D, is what it was, right? And that movie sucks. But his pitch was Jaws 3, People 0.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
That's so fucking funny to me. I want to go into the reality where that movie happened.
Right.
I'm trying to find the cover, dude. The cover for freaking The Spawning though is crazy because they have like wings, the piranhas. So I think they can like fly in The Spawning.
Nice.
I haven't seen it because I really want to actually get the Scream Factory release, but it's always been like $20.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that fucking goofy though? But I know that's like one that James Cameron is like acts like he's like ashamed of. He's like trying to put it in the rear, and Scream Factory is like, nope, we're gonna give it a collector's edition.
I love that we love Lake Placid so much. We've been talking about Piranha films for the last 10
years. Right. We've been talking about everything else. Anacondas. You ever see the sequel to Anaconda?
I've only ever seen the first one. I didn't really like it, man. I don't know.
You don't like Anaconda?
I saw Anaconda in the theater. I remember that one vividly.
Dude, freaking Ray Donovan's father plays the like crazy ponytailed guy in Anaconda, and like I always loved him in that, bro.
Crazy ponytail guy. You talking about Terry from Karate Kid 3?
No. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about though.
No, Ray Donovan's the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, man.
At that point, because I remember seeing it, I remember liking it and watching it a few times. Like if you put Ice Cube in a movie at that point, I was watching it. You know what I mean?
J-Lo.
I was so
same.
Yeah, they were huge at the time, and
J-Lo.
that was 2 years before. Like
there's this string though of really shitty movies that have John Voight in them, and this was one of them to me. Like I don't know.
That's the one. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, for some reason, John Voight's in the series of movies throughout the 90s, like Mission Impossible, Anaconda. There's a few others where I just hate those movies, and it makes me hate him for some reason. I don't know.
What? John Voight is the best part of that movie, man.
I don't know, man. It's such a weird
asshole, and he's like always just like dogging on everyone.
If you ever want to do Anaconda, I'll revisit it. So,
dude, John Voight's car. I swear, it's John Voight's car.
Oh my God, what's that a bit from?
Seinfeld.
Is that Curb or Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld, yeah.
Seinfeld, nice.
He chewed on this pen.
Yeah.
You telling me John Voight chewed on that pen?
John Voight actually showed up in an episode. That's right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so Lake Placid came 99, right before the freaking right before the 2000s. So if it was
before
in
the
2000,
Saw wave,
probably would have been all CGI. But I think Stan Winston did a great job on the freaking what happened there.
We lost to Robbie.
Yeah, he'll be back though. Hopefully maybe his laptop died or something. Yeah, but freaking I think Stan Winston did great on the freaking effects. I think it's a pretty good film, for just like being a crazy crocodile. I do wish there was more kills, no doubt. The music is pretty good. It's pretty effective. It makes some of the scenes like when he's underwater. I think the music is definitely the best in the beginning. When
right.
Like swimming under, and then it's more tense, because they did a lot more of those tense scenes. I guess maybe they didn't want to do so many of those scenes. Then it's like it feels just like Jaws, but with a crocodile. So they're like, let's homage it, but let's like not completely copy it, I guess maybe. Because Steve Miner is a great director, The third act just kind of, doesn't land, you know what I mean?
Well, kind of like what Robbie was saying, like they had plenty of deputies.
Yeah,
they should have just put in some more red shirt kills just to get them out of the way. They really just had the one kill at the beginning, and then there's a scene once the whole crew's together where they go out on the water, and that's when the one guy gets his head bit off.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't think anybody dies the rest of the film. Even at the end, they didn't kill any of the main. Yeah, it was odd choice as far as that went.
What was it? Oliver Platt almost gets killed, and then he like attacks the plant, the helicopter, and everything. But yeah, I never even thought about that. I was like, yeah, dude, that's a total eye opener. There's not that many kills in it, and that's a bummer, man. That's a total missed opportunity. What I almost feel like though is that they didn't do as many kills because they put like all their money into making the creature, the crocodile. So I know like this like shows like the behind the scenes and like the special effects team like interviews with them, and I think it was probably a pain in the ass to make that crocodile like as big as it is and shit.
Yeah, just having to put it in the water, not just make it look that cool.
Yeah.
Did you see? I'm sure they talked about it on there, but they had where it was actually set up to where it could swim. Like they were controlling it just by moving its tail. And for certain scenes, it was just actually swimming based on the motion of moving the head and the tail.
That's crazy.
Right.
I didn't even know that.
I thought that was cool. There was other scenes where they hooked it to something and they dragged it along, but it's pretty interesting to know that like it worked. It actually functioned as a crocodile. Welcome back, Robbie.
Yeah,
sorry.
Welcome back.
I think the internet went out or something.
I thought maybe your laptop died or something.
Nah, I keep that shit plugged in, bro.
Oh, John.
I keep everything plugged into my life. Everything.
You gotta.
Yeah. So, who would be your favorite character in this movie, Bruno?
Other than the fucking crocodile, I think what's her name? Bridget Fonda. I think she was good. She's got a different. She's not super typical. It's a typical role that she's put in, someone that needs to pull the stick out of her ass, kind of a deal. But she didn't overplay it. She was pretty good. I'd say she was probably my favorite character, even though I don't think the cast is good, but none of the characters were overly interesting. I don't know if you guys would agree with that. Everyone performed well, but there was no real standout for me.
Nah. Yeah. Bridget Fonda's like, all right, she's just kind of like bitching about everything at first. And they're all kind of giving her shit because she won't stop bitching. And then Bill Pullman's kind of like regular schmegular,
It's just generic, right? There's not much life and there's no chemistry between those two.
Really, the life comes when Oliver Platt comes in, honestly.
Him and
the more live one,
Him and Brendan Gleeson, that has to carry it.
They should have hooked up at the end of the movie rather than Bill Pullman and Bridget Fonda.
If they made it today, they probably would.
100%.
Yeah, you could get a cool like buddy cop thing between Oliver Platt and freaking what was his name, Gleason? Because they were funny together, man. And then just like I could just see like him, Oliver Platt, being like, "You're fat," and he'd be like, "Look who's talking, fat ass," like just something like that. I don't know, man. I think they would have been fun together.
And like, my buddy was telling me this
amazing huge boobs.
Yeah, that was such a goofy moment. My buddy was pointing out, like, Brendan Gleeson, the guy that Mad Eye Moody. He's such a great actor. You're like, he's in 28 Days Later,
right? I just watched that,
and he's really good in so many different roles, and he's good for what he's doing. But it's not written the best way. It's very kind of generically written as far as that goes. But like I was saying, it kind of does remind me of those Universal like monster movies, and maybe now I need to rewatch it with that lens.
Well, I mean, it reminds, like when I was watching, I was thinking less about Jaws and more about Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's way more like that. I mean, there's moments obviously where they're doing the same thing, but it's set on a lake rather than in the ocean. It definitely had those vibes. And I'm just realizing right now, I didn't pick the best character. We all know who the best character was.
Can I pick who my best favorite character was? Betty White,
of course.
I mean, right? Come on. Like, here's the thing. They should have 100% leaned more into her story, though, because she's set up to be like this red herring, or the opposite of a red herring, right? You think she's this like just nice little old lady, and then she says that about, oh, I killed him. I killed my husband.
You don't
buried
believe
him over
me?
there. If you don't believe me, bury him up. You know, like dig him up, and then like just the way then when she starts getting vulgar at them, that's always funny because it's so out of at that time what we thought of Betty White, and so I mean it's a cool character. I wish they could have focused in a little bit more. They could have built up that mystery a little bit better because when they do the reveal, it's really kind of done comedically and not for any real purpose. Like there's not a real good like end of Act 2 here. The end of Act 2 is like, oh, they almost get killed by a crocodile in the helicopter, right? Like Oliver Platt. Like that's like the end of Act 2, right? And then it sets up the third act, which is save the crocodile. Like, you know, like and you know, I don't know, but she is good.
Blown it up.
And then at the end, when she's like feeding the little ones, I still love that bit. That's a great bit.
Me too.
Yeah.
She's so lovable. I said this earlier when I was talking with Nick, an episode that'll be out tomorrow, but like Betty White before she passed, that was the last thing that we could all agree on. Like who you know what I mean? If someone says, I don't really care for that Betty White, like, well, bitch, I don't care for you. You know what I mean? Like that would be everybody loved Betty White. So that's it's a huge loss. And I honestly can't think of anybody like that everyone's just like, oh yeah, well, I love her. You know, they're gone. Our icons are slowly fading away, and she was one of them.
Yeah. I totally forgot that John Voight is Angelina Jolie's dad.
Yeah.
Crazy. Though Betty White is incredible. She is super funny, man. So, who did you say, Bruno, your favorite character was? Was it?
Well, I just kind of pulled it out of my ass there, buddy.
Bridget Fonda.
You know what I mean? There wasn't a lot of great options. I can't believe I didn't go with Betty White.
And then you picked Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. What about you, Robbie?
Betty White. I just said
Betty White. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
if I had to pick another one, the crocodile itself.
Yeah.
Or I should say this. How about this?
I said that, you know.
How about this one? Lake Placid is a character itself, and the atmosphere provided lends itself.
Yeah, I do like the atmosphere of it.
It's good.
Cool. It feels secluded, you know, like it feels
till the end.
Yeah,
right. I mean, we keep mentioning it, but it's really solid the first 45 minutes. Like it's just.
Because it's only an hour and 22 minutes.
Right,
yeah.
Which I love that as well. That's like my favorite part about the movie.
You're like, what? Oh, I can kill that tonight. Yeah.
Right.
Pop it in.
So what do you guys think about the crocodile and like the, you know, practical effects and maybe even the CGI, you know, like what were your thoughts on that? Bruno, you could go ahead.
I mean, you know, just like I think Robbie already mentioned it earlier, as the movie progresses and we see more and more of it, some of the CG isn't great, but it's not bad for 1999. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
The crocodile that they designed and built looks great. And it's better when you don't see it. You know what I mean? Like that's the best part is when you still haven't seen the thing yet. But I think what you do see definitely looks dope. They did a badass job with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that assessment too. Basically, like what you see of the crocodile looks great, especially the underwater bits when it's coming after Bridget Fonda. That's some of the best stuff, and the way it's edited together and cut together, it's really nice. And so I like it. Also, like Verna was saying, when you don't see it, it builds up that tension, and it does some really good stuff with suspense at first. And then it just kind of reveals too much. But I forgot about one bit I did like in the third act, and that's when the cow is just dangling around the fucking water like a goddamn crane game or something. Like, and you're trying to get the stuffed animal, or like that was a real fun little bit.
I was trying to figure out if that was CG or like were they really just because the cow didn't look thrilled about it. They're like, oh, he's not happy. I'm like, no, for real, guys, he's not happy.
Yeah, the CG for its time. I mean, for its time, it's not the best. For its budget, it's fine. Right. I mean, Jurassic Park was 6 years before this movie, but obviously it doesn't have the budget of Jurassic Park. Right. In fact,
and even like Jurassic Park, when you see the CGI, it doesn't look the greatest nowadays. Like when they show the big one, I forget what they call it, with the long ass neck when they show that. It doesn't look as good as you remember.
As the original, because the original they also blended a lot of like practical stuff, right?
Yeah.
The budget on this one was upwards of $35 million. It made 56.9, so it was a moderate success, but it became a cult film, obviously. But the CG is good for its budget for its time.
Yeah,
and I do think sometimes though it works. Like when he snatches that fucking bear out, it happens so quick
crazy, man,
that you don't notice it, and it's such a well placed shot. But they do kind of do too much of it at the end.
We needed to get more of that. I was saying when you dropped out for a second that maybe they spent all their money on the practical crocodile, that they couldn't do like a bunch of cool kills for it. And then with CGI, because CGI was a lot more expensive back then.
Yeah.
So probably with the practical effects and the little bit of CGI they did, they probably were strapped. Because I would have liked if they did a couple more kills. Like the way they killed that bear, man, was dope, man. Like just have somebody like a deputy just standing like at the shore of the lake and just get snatched up quick as hell.
That should just be happening, right? Like,
yeah.
Because especially like once at the end of the movie, you're like, oh, there are two of them.
Yeah.
Right. And then they blow up the one and they don't care. So this was like a situation that they were like, there were producers and executives in a room somewhere, guys. And they were like, should we kill the crocodile? And they're like, well, if we kill the crocodile, some people will be really mad, including PETA and other groups, and they'll come at us. However, if we don't kill the crocodile, that's what the whole movie's leading up to. The audience will be dissatisfied. So they're like, someone goes, what if they find out at the end of the movie there were two, and they kill one and save the other? And that's Brilliant. What they did. How weird is that?
Bingo. You're a fucking genius, Johnny.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking multi-millionaire right now.
They're like, that's why you make the big bucks, Johnny. That's why you're the man.
And they killed that second one very easily. One shot. And it was a good line, too. It says, there's two of them. There's one. Or whatever it was.
Yeah. What if, because he finally gets to use the gun. Right. But what if that guy who made that decision, who had that suggestions, the same guy in a different meeting who was like, oh, kids won't watch Psycho because it's in black and white. Well, we should recolor it. No. What if we just refilmed it shot for shot with Vince Vaughn?
Right.
I was surprised by the lack of, like, Bill Pullman doesn't play a big role in the movie. Like, he doesn't do much at all, and he's the biggest, probably the bigger name in the film.
Yeah, we're 3 years outside of Independence Day or whatnot, and you get Bill Pullman, and I feel like Bill Pullman was like, I just don't want to do this.
Right.
I felt like that the whole time, and that there was no chemistry between him and Bridget Fonda. Right. And I hate to pick apart the movie because it is kind of enjoyable and it's fun, but it's not as good as I remembered it, which is sad.
I was kind of looking at just like some of the comments on different YouTube videos, like looking up stuff on it, and there's some people like, oh man, this is my favorite movie. Someone made the point of like, I had no idea people didn't like this movie until like 2 days ago. You know what I mean? Like they compared it to Ghostbusters 2, and I will make that comparison. I had no idea that people talk shit about Ghostbusters 2. It's like, what are you talking about? That movie was great.
It broke my heart when I found that out because I think that movie's fucking great too.
Yeah.
Right,
I love Ghostbusters. Bobby Brown. That's all I need, man.
Yeah, I hate when like you like think like everybody loves it, and then you see like, dude, there's people that hate Ghostbusters too. Like, what the fuck? Like, and then they kind of point out a couple things, and you're like, and you kind of agree with it, and it kind of like ruins it a little bit for you, and you're like, God damn it. You know what I mean?
I remember being a kid and being like, what do you mean the Masters of the Universe movie's not good?
Yeah.
It's like, this movie's
Dolph Lundgren is the man.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean Super Mario Brothers isn't good? By the way, it is. Find out more Monday night.
That's great. And Dylan, to your point, it's exactly like it's easy to be like, well, you know, like what you like, don't let people affect you. But when they point out things that you hadn't noticed about it, and now you do notice it, that's when you're like, oh shit.
That the H2O did that for me, man, forever. Like it's always been like probably my favorite Halloween movie. And then I watched like a documentary, and they started talking about all the trouble they went through with the mask.
The mask. I never minded the mask at first.
There was like a CGI moment with the mask too, and I never even noticed it. I don't know, like, and I like it opened my eyes and I'm like, I can't unsee what I just saw, and it kind of like ruined it a little bit for me. But I still love the movie. It just like ruins the mask where I'm looking, I'm like, that mask is fucking terrible.
It's
it never looked like that great because you could see the eyes, but like the way they opened it up, I was just like, you're right, like that is fucking god awful. Like that might be worse than Halloween 4.
It's not worse than Halloween 4.
Worse than Halloween 5? Yeah, probably.
There are points where it works. Like the scene where they go face to face for the first time. It works there. It works there. And I think that in that movie, I almost always thought that they were trying to intentionally show us the eye so that she could recognize the eye, so that you notice at the end of the movie, you can see the eyes. But now, being more of a fan of the franchise and more into it than I was when I was 17 or whatever, when this came out.
Yeah.
And that got pointed out. Every time I watch it now, I'm just like, God, I wish they could have. Why have they never been able to get the fucking mask right?
Right.
Since the first thing, even in the second one, it's not the same as the first. And some people like the second one better than the first.
I like it now. I didn't used to. It's weird how those things are. It's just like comic book art when they change how they draw Wolverine and you hate it at first and then it grows on you. But that second one grew on me a lot. I actually really like the mask in the second movie now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I love about the most recent 2. They nailed the masks. Like since the original 1 and 2, the last 2018 and 2020, what is it, 2021 or whatever, when Halloween Kills came out, those are the best, man. Straight up the best. And then when they recreated the original, best since the original. I do love the Halloween 6 mask. And John Carl Buechler did that one. I do really like that one. But it's
I used to remember liking the 5th one. I used to remember liking the 5th one until I rewatched
that. Greg Nicotero.
Really?
Greg Nicotero did the 5th one. It's like a mold.
My favorite still might be 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, I think I love the Rob Zombie. Like
Rob Zombie. They did it good in the Rob Zombie too.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe I forgot that one.
And I think that actor, I think he's the best of all of them. Like I think
Tyler Mane.
I think people disagree with that. They say he's too big and all that. The way he moves and his brutalness, like he's the shit, man.
He was fine for Rob.
The guy they got now.
Yeah, no, I think he's good, but I prefer the Rob Zombie films. Michael Myers, like the way he moves. There's even bits in the first movie that he's walking and it's kind of strange, but it's so iconic. Like it's almost blasphemy to say that, but there's awkward bits in a lot of the movies with the way that Michael Myers moves.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because usually sometimes it's different people.
Tyler Mane,
right?
And I think Tyler Mane was a freaking Sabretooth in
he was,
the original X-Men.
He was a wrestler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who my favorite Michael Myers might actually be, performance-wise, is the dude that played him in the flashback in Halloween Kills. Like that Michael Myers was fucking perfect for me.
Yeah.
Like the flashback. In fact, I'm like, I would rather you take him and if you want to do a direct sequel, set it in 1978 and do it that way. Like that was out of Halloween and Halloween Kills, the 2018 and Halloween Kills. That's the most compelling bit to me, is that like that flashback stuff in Halloween Kills. I fucking love it. I love that shit, man.
Yeah, I like that too.
They ruin it with the whole evil dies tonight shit, but
right. I'd almost forgot about that.
Evil dies tonight. Every time we're talking about it at work, and I'm like, Halloween Kills wasn't that bad. It's like 3.5. Jay Straight goes, evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. And I'm like, you're right, man. That whole second act is whack as fuck. It's the second whack.
No. just that the hospital scene is whack. You take
that whole second act is whack, bro. I'm sorry, man. It's like, oh shit, they want us to do 3? But if we just put Laurie in the hospital for like a fucking night, but Michael never shows up.
Yeah, but that's the point, that he's not tracking her,
What if all these people are at the bar still celebrating the anniversary of this random killing from 40 years ago?
Yeah.
That's true. I like 2018 a shitload. Like I watched your guys' whole review on the thing, and I don't know, man. That one to me, I just love the shit out of 2018.
I love it too. I like Halloween Kills too. I have problems
I do too.
with it, but Michael Myers is so awesome in that. He's like a great white shark, bro. You could chant the Evil Dies Tonight, but it don't bother me.
Dude, I'm telling you, I gave it a 3.5. I like Halloween Kills better than 2018. I mean, I think there are things. It's the best Halloween score. And that's definitely.
Like, and the freaking flashbacks are insane, bro.
And you know what? Speaking of Halloween scores, Halloween H2O has an amazing score, right? You know who did that score? John Ottman, who did the score on
Lake Placid,
Usual Suspects, and yes, Lake Placid. What did y'all think about the music in this film?
That's why Robbie makes the big bucks right there, folks.
Segue. Hey, what up, Brandon Station?
We talked about it for a second while you were gone. I thought, especially like even like the opening scene with the music, like over the credits, that was a really nice, intricate. That was like where I noticed it the most. That and the first scene that I brought up earlier, where Bridget Fonda gets knocked into the water, that's like another like really intense bit. And they're not doing. I don't know how to describe it other than like the way Jaws is dun 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 dun. This is more like stabby, dun, that kind of a thing. I thought it was dope, but honestly, other than that, I didn't even notice it.
I adore the score because it's John Ottman, who, if you look at Usual Suspects, he's got this very like 40s noirish kind of vibe to it, like a flair. And he's doing it in a modern sensibility or a contemporary sensibility for its time, I should say. But he's doing it in an old school way. And in this one, he's doing straight up like 1950s creature features, like Creature from the Black Lagoon, shit like that. He's doing those kind of things, but he's also still he's not doing Jaws, like you were saying. He's doing that, which is really freaking cool. The only thing that would make it better is if there's a theremin, but it wouldn't make sense because there's no science fiction element. What do you think about the music, Dylan?
I think it's great. I really think it's super strong, like what me Berno said in the beginning, just because I feel like it's a little bit more prominent at times. But I think it's really good. I do really enjoy it, and I think it when they play it, it really gives it like a creepy aesthetic, and especially like with the vibe of the whole, like you're in the lake, the dirty ass water that you can't see in. That it would actually be like super scary because you got this big ass crocodile that you just can't see because the water's dark, and the music I think just goes like so perfect for what they're trying to like do. I do really enjoy what they do with the music. It's not like, it's not like, I feel like it's not as memorable as Jaws, obviously, because it doesn't have its like, but I think what it's going for, it literally nails it right on the head. I was actually like, look, because I watched the movie, I dozed off for like 20 minutes, like right at the end. So I literally I had my main menu playing, so I was listening to the music for like a half hour, like just listening to the main menu repeat over and over, and I really do enjoy it a lot.
John Ottman is one of my favorite composers. He was like one of my first favorite composers outside of Danny Elfman, right? So real quick, Usual Suspects, Cable Guy, Halloween H2O, Apt Pupil, okay, Lake Placid. He did Urban Legends Final Cut, which is interesting. He did Eight-Legged Freaks, where he picks up on some of these same themes.
Yeah.
He does the score for X-Men 2, which is the superior X-Men score and the best X-Men movie, in my opinion. He did the House of Wax remake. He did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He did Fantastic Four, which had a good score. Did Superman Returns, which was an amazing score. Did the second Fantastic Four film. And then he did Days of Future Past. He did X-Men Apocalypse, and he hasn't really done anything since then.
Is Cable Guy a horror movie? I never thought of it till now, but it's got definitely horror elements to it.
It's definitely a dark comedy, 100%. It's a little bit like Single White Female, right? It's a little bit more maybe in the thriller, psychological thriller.
Right.
But so it may be one of the best psychological thrillers in the 90s, right there next to Exorcist 3.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. Like I just like, oh, it's a comedy, but no, it is. I mean, it's darker than just a comedy.
I love the hell out of the music in here, and I want to point out real quick too. We talked about Steve Miner, obviously, but David E. Kelly is the writer of this film, right? and he's a former attorney. But what he is most known for, the writer of Lake Placid, is most known for creating Chicago Hope, Ally McBeal, Boston Public, Boston Legal, The Practice, Picket Fences, and Doogie Howser, MD.
Wow.
What the fuck? that guy wrote this movie.
Really?
How weird is that, man?
That's funny.
That's crazy. Wow. Is there anything you think this movie's trying to say, Robbie?
Save the animals.
Save the animals?
Yeah. Save the animals. Solutions to violent problems through nonviolence.
Yeah.
That and just the whole nature versus man type thing. Man versus nature. Like, they
got Gleason talks about that in the beginning when before that guy goes into the water in the scuba gear, he's like, you don't really want to mess with it. He's like, I don't really care, but it's when nature pushes back at man or whatever, something like that. Then you got to kind of step in. But yeah, I agree. Kind of short and simple.
Right. Well, there's the whole.
Anything to add to that, Verno?
They don't really stick the landing on this because we've talked about it. It's the chemistry doesn't really sell it, but the whole pull the stick out of your ass, go out there and experience things. That thematic material that we see in so many damn movies. But Bridget Fonda doesn't really sell it. By the end of it, you don't really feel like, oh man, she's changed and she really learned something about that.
You see that they're trying to do that in the script, right? Because here's the thing. Okay, so she gets shoved down there to get out of the way. She wants to stay down there to not go back, but that never explains why she wants to go and put herself in dangerous situations. Maybe they could have delved into that. Maybe it's you want to read it in between the lines. She maybe has a little bit of a suicidal death wish type thing after the situation, right? That could be an element of it, but they don't play anything like that up. That's obviously not there. It is just more of the whole, she's got to stick up her ass and you just need to calm down and find a good old country boy who's but it's also about expectations. She's freaking out about the Hicks in Maine, and shit like that. And the idea is I guess really her purpose, man versus nature. Yes. But modern man versus nature, modern humankind versus nature, she's from more of a posh reality, very comfortable. If any of the three of us, and I don't know you two this well to really accurately say this, but I think I do. So if any of the three of us were in that situation, we're done. We're not I like camping too. Let's camp and smoke a bowl. Giant 30-foot crocodile. I'm out of that motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah.
We're out of our element, man. And the point is, even with our big buildings and our security and our fancy perfumes and our nice clothes and our internets and our movies and our cats and our Castle Grayskulls and our comics and all that shit, even with all that, crocodile would just snatch your fucking ass up if you're in the wrong fucking place on this very large world. There are more dangerous places probably than safe places in this world.
I would never in a million years. I'm telling you, man, I grew up going boating a lot and going skiing, but I fell off that tube and I was fucking scared, son. That's, it's more Jason than Jaws that I was afraid of. When I was a kid, I thought Jason was going to get my ass when I was in the water for sure. Yeah. And I'm 38 years old and I'm still not super comfortable with going in water that you can't see what's going on around it.
Yeah,
I remember what's that damn movie? Oh, I wish I knew the name of it. It was just in my head. It's based on a true story. The kid wants to go to Alaska. He wants to escape society, man.
Is that called The Wild?
With Emil Hirsch?
Oh, I don't.
Into the Wild.
Into the Wild. I remember telling my friend. I was telling this chick, I was all high and drunk. We're at a party, and we were out camping in the woods. And I was like, man, I just want to do that. I really do, man. I want to go out into Alaska. I just want to leave, man. And then a little bit later, she's telling me to go get some firewood out there. And I'm like, I ain't fucking going out there. And she's like, you're going to go into the wild, but you won't walk into the dark woods and get me some firewood. I'm like, oh, yeah, you got to go.
I thought I was going to go crab fishing in Alaska for a summer and set my fucking movie up in my 20s, man. I realized very quickly that shit wasn't going to happen, man.
Right. No. I like nature, but not in high doses.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm right there with
you. Yeah, me too.
My girlfriend straight up lives in nature and shit. Like she lives out there and she loves that shit. And I'll go out there and be like, all right, you ready to head back home? It's like mosquitoes and shit out here, man. Like,
right.
You just get to a certain age too where camping is just like, what? Like, why are we doing this again? Was there a reason behind this whole thing?
I love camping, but it's got to have alcohol and other substances.
Right. Well, for me, it's always festivals. That's what I used to. I think it's there's a lot of other stuff surrounding it. Why I'm just like, I think I'm a little old for this whole going out camping at a music festival kind of thing these days.
I've never done that, but that sounds like I never thought that was a cool idea. Like, I don't know. Like, it sounds fun, but I was always like, I go to an 8-hour one-day rock festival and I'm worn the fuck out. I cannot imagine trying to camp out at like Woodstock 99. Like, some shit like that.
There's what's cool about it is that everything's there. You bring your beer there. Everybody else is on the same crazy stuff that you're on. Like, everybody else is on that. There's music right here and right here and right here. And you're camping in the middle of it. And it's just like, you don't have to worry about driving. You don't have to worry about anything. It's like, it was the coolest shit ever. For all my 20s.
3 of us right now. We're all in different places of this country, but we can all find a centralized location, find a rock festival, and we'll go camping. Let's do it.
I'd be all fucking for it, dude.
You want to go camping, Dylan?
For how long?
2 nights.
2 nights.
2 nights. Maybe we'll get I want to go out somewhere where there's UFO sightings and like see if we can. I've always wanted to go camping in a UFO sighting area and just stargaze.
Yeah,
I want mountains. I've never been to like a camping in the mountains kind of a deal. And plus the other thing, this festival I would go to, it was always in the heat of summer. It was like the peak, like, you wake up 7 o'clock in the morning and you're just sweating in that tent. It was awful. You'd spend the whole day waiting for the sun to go down.
The problem is if you wind up going in the spring, you're like, we're going to be smart. We're going to go in the spring or in the fall. Then at night, you're like, fucking what the fuck is cold as shit out here, man? What's going on? Like, I've always wanted to go camping out like New Mexico in the desert where you're like 500 miles from a city and you can like see like all the fucking stars in the Milky Way.
Right.
And look for UFOs.
I've always just wanted to like what the fuck is that movie now? Oh, Fear of Loathing in Las Vegas or any of those movies. I just want to
another
drive
Terry
on those
Gilliam
roads.
film. We just covered Brazil and yeah. Have you seen Brazil?
No, I was looking it up and I didn't end up watching that one. It was not streaming anywhere. And I was like, do I want to rent this?
You should get on a movie night with us soon, man. I'll send you a list.
No, definitely, man.
Hell yeah, man.
I think you had mentioned Blade Runner. That one, I own that one. I'm intrigued by that.
Everybody wants on Blade Runner.
Right. See, that's exactly what I assumed. That's what I assumed. And I know it's one of your favorites. And
we'll see what we can do.
I've only watched it a couple times. And it's never, you know what I mean? It's never sucked me in yet. But I was watching the version with the narration. I don't know which one that is.
It's the original.
It's shit. You know what I mean? That narration is shit.
Yeah. Have you seen the director's cut or the final cut?
You know what? I honestly don't know. Like there was a bit where I was like, basically there was a bit like a handful of years ago when I really got into like more nerd culture. And I was just like, Googling, like, what's the biggest shit of all time? And I was watching everything, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I tried to force myself to get into that. And it's not like I really didn't like it. I just didn't get into it.
But when the director's cut came out, that's where like the first time I watched it was the director's cut. I never watched the theatrical cut until it was like a novelty kind of thing. And I was like, this is bad, right? Because they put out the director's cut on Laserdisc and then on DVD. So when it came out on DVD, it was the director's cut. That was the first time I watched it. It was like late 90s or something and early 2000s. And I fell in love with that one. And then when the final cut came out, I don't like it when directors go back and CG shit, or add CG to something that didn't have it. But I will say that the final cut of Blade Runner is the best version of the film.
Right. Let's see. I've heard that too.
And Dylan, what's up?
It was confusing too. You know what I mean? I didn't fully get everything.
It's a movie that doesn't. Brazil's the same way where it doesn't lay it all out there for you very easily to digest. You have to do a little bit of work to kind of fill in some gaps and maybe like make sense in your own way. And I think that's great because films are meant to be an experience. right? It's not just about telling a story, which is a part of it, but it's about causing an experience for the audience. And that's why even movies that may have a weak story can transcend that because of the experience.
And I might not even have been like ready for it at the time. Like I'm doing this right now where a lot of the comics that I read when I did the same thing, when I really started getting more into comics, like what's, the first trade that I went and bought, Dark Knight Returns. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
And I didn't, and you're like,
I didn't love it, but I know now that I would go back and enjoy it 100 times more. Now that I'm more just of a connoisseur of sorts,
And once you learn more of the context, and I hate to be the guy to say shit like that, right? Because I never wanted to be the old head when I was growing up and being like, dude, the Authority is great. And then the people are like, well, have you ever read Squadron Supreme? They've already done this, right? And now I'm doing that. I'm like, they've already done this story.
Have you ever read Avengers Forever? That's a Kang story.
Yeah, that's a fucking Kang story. Why does everybody care about these shitty Kang stories? But, I get it. There's people that have never, and it's like, but once you understand the context of something like Dark Knight Returns, when you look at everything that was coming out at that time and before, groundbreaking.
And that's what I'm saying? That's what I'm more into now. Is like looking at something, seeing the influence of it. Like that, I was talking to you about it before. I had a week where I was watching all that Italian horror, and Black Monday was the one that I was most into because it was like 1960. It's like, this is so dope for 1960, and you see its influence on other things. And I'm just more into that exact thing, is looking at things and seeing how they affected what came after them.
Black Sunday, right?
What did I say? Black Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, close enough.
Black Monday is a New Order song from another reality.
No, what is it? Mario Bava? Is that the?
Mario Bava, father of Lamberto Bava, who did Demons.
Bava.
Lamberto Bava.
That's another example. That wasn't even that long ago that I was on here for Demons, but I guarantee you, if I watch that one again now, after watching 10 or so more Italian horror films, I bet I would still have, even though it wasn't that long ago, I'd have more of an appreciation for it. And that's what, I heard a long time ago that you change, but art doesn't. And that's why every few years I'll go back and I'll get back into the Beatles, and I'll fall in love with them all over again, or Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin or whatever it is, because you keep changing and the art stays the same. So that's what makes us that's why certain things are timeless and other stuff sucks when you go back and revisit it.
Yeah, but sometimes as you age, especially, you find a different appreciation or a new level of something, and that's what truly makes that art. And the point being, the art was always there, but now we can appreciate certain things in different ways after so much contextualization throughout experience in our own lives.
Right, and sometimes it's good or bad. Sometimes you go back and it's like, ugh, Lake Placid wasn't as good as I remember, or vice versa.
And Dylan right now is backstage, just like, what the fuck? What have I done? There he is.
What's up? My bad.
We were just hoping we weren't boring you, man.
No, I had to let the dog out.
Okay, good. Because we were being a little pretentious.
No, you're good.
I totally, by the way, have a new pretentious section in my comic shop. And I sell so many books from it. It's basically anything that's been covered on kayfabe, or anything that I really like. And it's all like Fantagraphics and fucking Daniel Clowes and Ed Piscor and Jim Rugg and Tom Scioli, and people love it, man. They're eating it up. That kayfabe effect is real.
Dude, that kayfabe is the best show. That's my favorite form of entertainment right now. Is cartoonist.
I used to think I had the best comic book YouTube channel, and now I'm like, nah, it's cartoonist kayfabe.
They're so good. There's Ed Piscor. Their passion and their knowledge is crazy. And they're hipsters. They're hipsters big time. You know what I mean?
We all are in some way.
But they know their shit. You ever watch that, Dylan?
No, I actually haven't.
It'll be your new obsession. Yeah, cartoonist kayfabe, bro.
It's basically, they're two comic book creators, comic book artists, and they either do interviews with other creators, which are good, but my favorite bits is just those two flipping through comic books. It's just the camera on the comic book, and these two dudes mostly commenting on the art. They'll do bits on the story, but it's mostly just talking about art.
Yeah.
And
they're talking about the levels of it, though, right? They're not just talking about the way it looks. They're talking about the storytelling, the dynamic quality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ed Piskor is the writer-creator of Red Room, which I know Robbie's told you about. I don't know if you ever got around to it, but
I picked up a couple issues. I think my shop screwed me on that one too.
Murder for profit and fun on the dark web. That's the name of the game in the Red Room universe. Trigger warnings because of a delay because of the ransomware issues at Diamond's going to be really rare, but it comes out in March 9th, I do believe, as well as Jim Rugg's Hulk Grand Design. I'm going to keep plugging them for free as much as possible till I can get them to agree to be on my show.
Hell yeah, man. I ordered mine. It worked. Their little commercial that they do at the beginning of every one. Yeah. I went and pre-ordered. I pre-ordered Red Room forever ago, but I did Grand Design too.
Yeah. What do you mean, Red Room? Like another volume of Red Room?
Yep, they're doing a new one. Trigger warnings.
Oh,
nice. You can read the first few chapters already on Ed Piskor's Patreon. I'm on his Patreon, but I've never actually read any of that stuff. But every Tuesday he releases like a new page or something. And so it's really cool. You get to read them before they come out. And so I actually need to go on Patreon and read those fuckers because I cannot wait for Red Room to continue, man.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or you want to get into the rating and then some show?
Let's get into the rating, and if someone in the chat can let us know what's going on with the Pats Bills game, I'd like to know.
I could look it up for you.
He's a big Patriots fan, and the Buffalo Bills are spanking them right now, Albert said.
I see. Okay, so the Bills are whipping the shit out of the Pats. That's what I wanted. I want a Cowboys-Bills Super Bowl. I want 90s nostalgia, baby. Come on.
It's Pats 3, Bills 27.
Fuck, so yes!
They ain't playing.
Fuck Bill Belichick.
27-3, Albert said, I do believe. Oh, yeah. And if you guys in the chat have seen Lake Placid, let us know what your rating is down below in the chat out of 1 to 5 you digs, or 0 if you think it's that bad. But, you know,
whoa,
I don't think anyone's ever hit us with a 0. Usually we keep it at least classy, 1 to 5.
We got our first 0 not too long ago, didn't we? Because you said this was our first 0 we ever got. What was it? It was
maybe a Hellraiser movie that maybe fucking...
That was it. Brooks talking about something?
I feel like Brooks would have done it, but I don't know if he gave it a 0 for real. It probably was a Hellraiser movie. I feel like if it was anything.
Well, Hellraiser was on my channel. There was something here because you were like, that was our very. I think it was like maybe a 1 you dig. There was something Brooks
maybe
watched.
Exorcist 3.
I know Brooks didn't do Exorcist. There was something Brooks did with us recently
week after, yeah,
that he did not like.
About.
What the hell was that movie?
And he like hated it. Shit, what was it? I have to look at what I've done.
You go ahead and get into the rating. I'll look it up.
Oh, you will. Verno, what do you want to give this, my man?
It's
First
funny.
Time watching.
Yeah, I mean the way we haven't talked a lot about the movie, but it's better than what I've probably made it sound like. I'll give it a 3.5. I definitely had fun with it. It just, you know, like we said, the issues, the third act, the chemistry.
Is there anything else you wanted to mention?
No, I mean, for the most part, it was fun. It was a fun-ass movie until the end. It's just, even before I came on, like, I pretty much knew it's not one of those. There's different kinds of movies. There's some that you could spend a shitload of time talking about, and there's others that it's not that much meat on the bone to really, really get into. Yeah. And this was one that it was fun, but it just like Slither had more depth to it than this. This was just fun. I enjoyed the watch, you know what I mean? But I think 3.5, a 7 is definitely good. I wouldn't go 3. I think 3 for me would be a little bit too low. So 3.5.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's not, you can't go crazy in depth on it, you know, like we do with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks, but, you know, some of them are just there for the fun, I guess, you know. They're not really meant to be taken serious, and this one definitely isn't. I feel like. But 3.5, respectable. Definitely, I think I agree with that. Robbie, what are you gonna give this, my man?
Well, first of all, the movie was Black Christmas. He gave
I was gonna say I didn't want to interrupt Bruno, but yeah, the remake.
Yeah, it was the remake of Black Christmas. He gave
2006. He hated it.
I don't know if he gave it as a 1, but to me it was like I don't think he gave it a 0, but it was like a 1.
He might have gave it a 0.5 maybe.
Or something. Like it was, you were like, we've never had a score that low. And he hated it. I felt bad because I was like, hey bro, come on, do this movie. It's wild. It's weird. You should watch it because he loves the original like me, and I wanted his perspective. I'm going to go ahead and go 3 you digs. I will do that, Verno.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I do think that they took this movie a bit seriously. Like, I do feel like they were trying to like do something with the characters. I do think that they were trying to do something with the third act. And so for the fact that I feel like they thought that the movie would be one way and it turned, I think this movie is accidentally what everybody likes about it. Right. I think there are elements there that are supposed to be goofy and funny. Obviously you don't have Betty White. I keep doing that. I don't know why you have Betty White there saying those kind of things if you're not trying to be goofy, right? But the movie's not trying to be goofy in a certain aspect. So it doesn't quite lean into its B-movie status, but it is still enjoyable. I do like it. 3 to me is an average film. This is an average film. I can watch it. I can enjoy it. Sometimes will be better than others. At most, it's your level of intoxication and who you're with can really make this a very enjoyable experience. It is fun. It is good. It is doable, but it's not anything super great. And there have been things that have been done better. And like you said, Slither does have a better story, but Slither is more fun as well.
Right.
So like, it's good. So I'll just put it at 3. 3 you digs for me is like a pretty solid rating for this film.
Definitely. That's where I'm at. I'm like in between 3 and 3.5. I think I'm going to stick with a 3.5 because it does have a little nostalgia for me. This is one I've been watching since I was a youngin', you know. It's a good primer too, I feel like for a horror fan, you know, getting into stuff because it's not like major. It's like a light R rated, I feel like, in my opinion. But
is it R?
It is R, yeah, because when I looked, I was like, I could.
Well, she says cocksucker.
Right. Yeah, but it's Betty White. You might give her a little. It's a PG-13 cocksucker when it comes out of Betty White.
Yeah, it's a low level of an R rating, but to me, it's the upper level of 3. Like 3.25, like you said, would be good, but I don't like doing that.
Right.
That's that was exactly my thoughts, but we don't do that. So
I thought about what you said too, and I do like the fact that it does really make you think harder about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you had a good point with that when I was saying something about the rating system last week. It's easier to play out 3.25, but if you really got to like think deeper to pick between there.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It's the difference between giving someone just a B versus like an 89 and an 81, right? You're like, oh, well, yeah. And it makes you kind of jump into a thing. More nuanced rating for me would be 3.33, 3.
Forever.
But I'll round that down to a 3. And you guys are both at 3.5, so I think that averages out. So.
Yeah. Then that averages out to about a 3.2569, dude.
Nice.
Come on, brother. Give me some. I definitely have a lot of fun with it. You know, it's nostalgic for me, no doubt. I'm a big fan of the freaking creatures gone bad thing. Like I said, Lake Placid, Anaconda, Jaws, freaking Orca. I know I'm missing one. Cujo. Yeah, dude. Like those. I don't know what, but those are just like big ones in my like growing up. Like maybe because they weren't like they're not a bunch of nudity and stuff. And so my mom was like, these are good like ones that he could watch because she knew I was gonna go nuts trying to watch all these horror movies. So a lot of times I would have to wait for like if the movie had nudity, I could watch it with my mom, but then like I would to be able to rewatch it by myself, I'd have to wait for it to come on live TV and then VHS record it. And then, you know, like hit record, then commercial come hit it again so that I could watch it. And then because they automatically cut the nudes out. And so I had a lot.
I may have gone 3.5 if there was nudity in this film.
Yeah.
Right.
Outside of the crocodile and bear nudity.
Even a gator dick would have kind of set it over the top. Or croc dick, I'm sorry.
Teased with the amazing huge boobs and we never see them, you know. I thought they were going to mate. You know,
that character of Oliver Platt would never work today, by the way.
Oh, never. Never.
It would be Jeff Bezos.
I did love him though back like when it first came out. Like he's not as good as I like when I was younger. He's a little goofier and not as good
It's not his best performance, but it's still a good performance from him.
Yeah.
His best performance, of course, is Digstown, and we all know that.
I mean, he's better than Bill Pullman because, like, when you said that, you're like, he just does not seem like he wants to be there.
Phone that shit in, bro.
He's like not given anything. I feel like it's.
And Bridget Fonda's like, here's my 6th chance.
I felt like she had more passion, though. At least, like she was more into
Bridget
the movie.
Fonda,
Then again, she was the lead.
She's underrated, I think.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, I liked her in it.
Yeah, Point of No Return, Jackie Brown. This movie, I think she's underrated.
Hell yeah. So yeah, that concludes the review for Lake Placid, and it looks like we'll be reviewing Scream 5, aka 5 Cream, as my man 3C Film says, next week instead of Ready or Not.
Cash rules everything around me.
Because Robbie's going to be reviewing all the Scream films next October, or Horror Fest, right? Not March Madness, Horror Fest.
Yes, we are going to be kicking off Horror Fest in September, the first Monday in September, with the Scream franchise review, all 5 films.
It's going to be great.
And the TV show.
Ooh, hell yeah. Really?
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't even know that.
That's a twist. Didn't see that coming.
Start it now.
And we're going to twist.
And we're ending Horror Fest with Nightmare on Elm Street, the franchise review.
Wow. Yeah.
But not the TV show. So,
did they make a TV show?
Freddy's New Nightmares. It was an anthology horror show.
I haven't even heard of it.
But it's hard to find, hard to get, and not worth watching.
I would love to get on either.
It's worth watching, not worth reviewing, I should say, for a franchise review. Anyway, all 7 Friday 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street films.
If you get this set, it comes with it comes with 2 episodes from the Freddy's Nightmare TV series.
I have that set.
I think I do too.
I guess they did do like a season, they released them all on Blu-ray, but I think it's out of print and like super hard to get. I hope when Scream Factory gets the rights and does a box set like they did Friday the 13th, and since they don't need to do a Freddy versus Jason, they should just put out like a disc with all 8 episodes or whatever they have.
Actually, I said all 7 films. I mean all 8, because there's the remake, and we are going to talk about the remake.
You got to talk about the remake.
We did it for Friday the 13th. We did it for Chucky. We got to do it for.
That was my biggest disappointment when I rewatched your Friday the 13th one. Is how it didn't get any respect. I love the remake.
I love the remake.
Honestly,
I love the remake.
The second half of that show, we were like, we've gone too long. I don't know if you picked up on that, but we're like trying to get fucking right through it, man. I've learned my lesson since then. Right. If you look at the Hellraiser or the Halloween reviews, they were much, or the Fast and Furious, they were way better paced than that. Because I was asking people their favorite Jason, their favorite Final Girl, their favorite why you wasted an hour before we got to all these fucking films.
Well, it was all good content. It was just halfway through, you're like, oh my god, we're gonna be here till next October.
Yeah. Seriously. But yeah,
and we did it on a Friday the 13th, which was nice.
Yeah, that was fun. It'll be a lot of fun to review Scream, aka Scream 5 next week, and be able to, because we'll be able to definitely dive into Scream 1, and there's going to be a lot of meat on the bone for that one. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun to talk about next week. And then in time we will do Ready or Not too, but I got to look and see, because I don't think I want to do Ready or Not the week after Scream 5, so I'm gonna figure something else out.
We got to get this figured out. Mike's about to be dipping out for his tour, so we got to get some. We got to get this finalized. What we got going. So in March Madness too.
Because I have ideas. I just was like for week to week, that's
we'll
what
talk
I didn't
about
know.
it. We'll talk about it.
All right. So hopefully you guys are able to go out to your movie theater and check out Scream. So join us next week for that. Show and tell. Verno, you got anything? I got a few things because I wasn't able to do anything
go ahead
last week.
Go, and I'll grab a couple things.
You can grab it?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Well, Robbie, I know you got something too, right?
Yeah, I always got stuff, man.
Well, first off, I got for like a little late Christmas present from my mom. They had Fright Rags. I was mentioning they had like a sale going, and I really needed like a new little hoodie. So if you notice, I got the freaking. Can you see it?
Yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses, man.
Yeah, got a little zip up sweatshirt hoodie. And I wanted to get. Can you see it good though? I can't see obviously. So
yeah, I like it, man. It looks good. It's that original movie poster.
I wish they put Sid Haig on it, too. That would have been sweet. That's the only thing I feel like it's missing, but I do love it a lot. And because I wanted to get the hood originally, I wanted to get the hoodie of this, but the hoodie was sold out in my size, so I went with. Instead of getting the shirt for a House of a Thousand Corpses and the hoodie for this, I just did shirt for this 40th anniversary Halloween.
Nice.
Shirt. Yeah, this is awesome.
Cool.
I'm kind of I like because I was like, should I get this or should I get the Halloween Kills hoodie? But this one just had so much more like Loomis on it, and the Halloween Kills hoodie like just has Michael Myers with the burnt mask, which is cool. But then it just has like random mob people like at the bottom. And I was like, this one, bro, just the anniversary one, just you got to go with the OG. So, and that's the first time I ever got anything off of Fright Rags.
They're dope, man.
That is sick as shit.
Did you see it? Did you see these?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what you were wearing last week?
I wore this last week. Did you see the hoodie?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Fright Rags is awesome. Dude, $48 for this hoodie, $28 for the shirt. Dude, the only way I'll ever buy from them is when they're doing sales. Like, no fucking way.
Just pay attention to their sales and get on their list. You'll get coupon codes. You just got to play it smart, man. That's what I do, man.
Yeah, you got
the shirt I'm wearing right now. I got from them for $10.
Yeah, I saw that they had like a Darkman shirt and then like a Shocker shirt, but of course they didn't have my size, so. I also got like a little Shaun of the Dead sticker, which they actually have a shirt of this. Have a nice cold pint sticker.
That's cool, man. They always give you a sticker, a card, like a trading card, and I've always gotten like a warhead, like
you
the
got
candy, the sour candy, yeah.
And I love hatchets, so this was awesome to get.
Nice.
Freaking one of the coolest kills too. I'd say the best kill is the jaw rip, but this is probably my second favorite one.
Yeah, the jaw rip is the best, man.
Yeah, definitely. I also found these recently since I've been moving out of my mom's and since I'm living with my girl now. These are when I bought like Killer Clowns, and they would have these little like cards on top of the sealed discs.
Yeah, man.
So Killer Clowns is like one of my all-time favorites. And I found this is from Poltergeist. Just little art cards I kept. And
that's the Day of the Dead one. Those are And
Yep.
Those are the steel books I have of Return of the Living Dead and Carrie.
I did have a Joyride one too. You ever see Joyride?
No, I've never seen that one.
With Paul Walker?
Yeah, I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah. And I also got this. Just came out this past week, so I was super excited to finally get it. I wish I could have got the steel book, but I was really excited to get into the behind the scenes, the 4K release for Halloween Kills.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice little slip cover. It's got like a little raised kind of thing on the mask. You can kind of see. Yeah. I like the slip. I wasn't able to get the slip on the 2018 Halloween, and I finally completed the Halloween collection, so I had to get this to continue it.
Yeah, I got to get that too. Yeah. Got every other one. Got to get that one.
Exactly, dude. Same. And it's got some cool behind the scenes, and I finally watched the extended cut, and it had a couple extra scenes that I really liked. The extended cut is definitely the preferred way for me to watch it after watching it. But there was a couple cool behind the scenes. I really wish they had more behind the scenes. But yeah. So yeah.
Well, they're saving that for the 3-movie box set.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Hopefully. But
anything to get more money from us.
Yeah, true that. And I think this is the last thing I got. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I'll find something that I wanted to show off, because I did show those ghost faces off. I was going to show those. But recently I picked this up, and I was so happy to get it because I hear nothing but good things off of Synops, and it's like limited to 3,500 units. And this is one that's been tied up in like legal problems, kind of like Friday the 13th. So I guess Synops was trying to put this out years ago, and it went through some legal trouble, and they couldn't put it out right away, and they finally were able to, distribute it, and they did a limited 35 100 units for a steel book. I love this cover too. This is the original poster art. It's basically like a creature feature if you kind of can't tell from the cover.
Right, that cover's sick as shit.
Yeah, like a kind of Lovecraftian monster, but it's a straight creature feature. This one's a little dark, but you can see the baby bottle and the creature inside. But I've yet to watch it. I actually might try and watch it tonight if I'm able to. But dude, it is a beautiful steelbook. 4K high definition remaster of the unrated film. I've heard nothing because it's like $50, bro, which sucks. But it's selling on eBay for like 120 plus. I was just showing this, Robbie, because one day we might have to review this sucker, man. It's really
he sent me a message I got this for $50. It's on eBay for over 100. We're going to review this. You might want to.
Well, I was just saying one day, and I was just giving you the heads up so you don't got to be the sucker paying $150.
I know a guy who can find it for me. So
yeah, but yeah, only 300. Yeah, it says on the back 3-disc Blu-ray. I think it comes with the soundtrack as well. Blu-ray, DVD, and 3,500 piece limited edition, but you can only get it on Synops. You can't get it on Amazon or nothing like that. But
nice.
Did you see the slip cover though for it? Cool little Lovecraftian slipcover.
That's dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I honestly, man, I probably wouldn't have got it, but because I know nothing about it, but I just kept hearing people say that it is so good that it never got a Blu-ray or DVD release, I don't think. So this is the only way to ever really watch it. So I was like, if I don't like it, I'll sell it for $150, But I love creature features, that. So I was like, definitely worth checking out, And if it could be it could be a really good one. And I was telling Verno, Robbie, that it was kind of like a Friday the 13th situation where it was caught in some legal trouble. Synops, I think, has had this ready for sale for a couple years now. That's why it's a Blu-ray, not a 4K. But because of the court issues, they couldn't put it out, and now they finally can. And I guess Synops said this 3,500 piece is all they're doing. So if it sells out, you never know. They could just do a regular plastic Blu-ray case, but so far the steelbook is the only way. So I was like, that's the only way possible. Fuck it, they got me, Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. I showed my screen figures off, so yeah. Yeah, I've been waiting to show my hoodie and that freaking Fright Rag shirt. I was excited to show those suckers.
Hell yeah.
But Verno, did you want to go?
Yeah, I got some things. Yeah, this is the theme of this is stuff that Rockin' Robbie Billups has recommended that I went out and bought. This nice. Hardcover for Tiny and Detective Comics Run, Volumes 1.
Oh, sick.
Volume 2. And I've got 3 and 4 on the way. And I love, this is one of my favorite things. It reminds me of making a tie-dye. When you make it, then you open it up, you finally get to see what it looks like. But I love that they never advertise what hardcovers look like without the dust jacket on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they've both got really cool dust jacket or hardcovers.
Those are those Rebirth deluxe editions, right?
Yeah. I'm a hardcover fan. This is one I'd read this before, but then after watching you guys review and talk about Long Halloween, I went ahead and picked this up. This is a beautiful.
Dude, I still gotta pick that up myself. Did you ever watch the animated? They did a part 1 and part 2. I still gotta watch it myself.
I'm holding off because it's been years since I've read Long Halloween, and I don't want. I want to reread it and then watch those. You know what I mean? Then we mentioned it, so I figured I'd show this. Another one I hadn't heard about until Robbie reviewed it. So Red Room, not trigger warning. Some of that for anybody
that's
Anti-Social Network. I love that duotone that he's using there, man. Right?
Super badass.
Did you ever watch his duotone episode where he talked about it?
I just watched something because I heard him mention it 100 times, and I I watched one where Jim's like, it might be people's first video, so they did like an explanation on it, but I didn't know he had a whole video.
Yeah, there's one of Jim doing like a Street Angel thing on Duotone, but like, and then one where they explain it. But he got some unprocessed Duotone from somebody that he knew, and he processed it, right? Like painted the brush, got the dots and the grids and everything, and he scanned that into his computer so that it would be organic looking. Because the you can do it all in like Photoshop and shit, but it doesn't look very organic. And he scanned all that in, and that's what he uses in the book. So whenever you see the shading, it's just lines or dots. He's using like scans of like old school Duotone.
No shit. That's cool. Because I mean, you look at Red Room and you're like, how the hell does one do this? Yeah. Like, it's different. I'll go ahead and show you this is what's underneath the dust jacket for volume 2. Yeah, they're cool, man. They're really, and it looks like
usually they just do them plain too. That I always feel like that's such a cop out, especially when you pay like a lot more for hardcovers. And most feel that if the dust jacket ever gets ruined, which a lot of times they can.
I always read everything without the dust jacket.
Exactly.
And this is what I haven't finished this, but this is another one. You didn't personally recommend this to me. I've just heard you mention American Born Chinese, which is it's a really different kind of book. It's about like a Chinese kid moving to America and like different, just what the dude went through. It's so far it's really, really, really unique and well written. But yeah, that's it. That's my Rockin' Robbie Billups recommended books.
That's some good ones, man.
Sweet.
Some good ones, man. Yeah, and there's that Chinese folktale in American Born Chinese that's kind of like relating to everything. It's such a good book, man.
Right.
Gene Lun Yang. Really, really great writer. Good stuff, man.
What do we got, Rockin' Robbie?
All right. First of all,
I love that little pinhead.
Yeah, I've been admiring that myself.
I just noticed it. Dude, he's got a bunch of really cool, like he's got a whole little setup, like 10 photos.
To Robbie, see you in hell. And he does the little pin. What a beautiful signature. Look at that.
Yeah, that is cool with the pin.
So many of these people just scribble the fuck on it.
I know, right? Like Todd McFarlane doing the T McFarlanes.
Those look good though still. All right, so I got Sleepless.
I'm just start triggering people.
This is a Dario Argento film I've never seen, but it was on sale on Amazon with a coupon, so I got this for like $12.
Nice.
So
nice.
Figured I'd get that since I want all of them. Tomorrow night, Rockin' Robbie Live, Marvel in the 90s. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about Rob Liefeld, New Mutants, the introduction of Cable to the Marvel Universe. Wow. Tomorrow night, y'all. All right, what else we got? This is how shitty Diamond is. I just got this issue of Horror.
Oh, dude. Put that to the side for me, bro.
I just got this, and I just got this. Look, they're talking about Halloween Kills. These are months late. Months late, y'all.
Yeah.
But I finally got them.
Dude, I want that one. I want both of them, actually, but the Halloween Kills one I really want.
Got this in from Dynamite. This was a crowdfunding exclusive one-shot, Elvira. And the Wrath of the Khan.
Or the Rack of the Khan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right? So I got the photo.
The rack.
Yeah, and I got this other cool stuff along with it. There's like this little card. There's a series of 3 cards. Man, it's all stuck to this. The desk is glass. These 3 cards. So they're pretty cool.
Oh,
and then there's the sticker. It's just a sticker. And then there's a postcard. And another card. Yeah. Right there. So anyway, got that. This just went out of print, and my homie found this on barnesandnoble.com. And so I had to get it before it went out of print because people are already trying to sell this for like $400.
Really?
This is the Complete Hate by Peter Bagge, Fantagraphics hardcover slipcase box set. This is everything from Peter Bagge's Hate, all in one.
Then you could read it and sell it for $500.
Hells yeah!
I said you could read it and now sell it for $500.
Nah, man, I'm gonna keep that. And I just picked up my Nocturnals Omnibus Volume 1. If anybody's never read this stuff, it's Dan Brereton, and this was a really great horror comic from the 90s, like Oni Press. it's just beautiful artwork.
Looks badass.
Really cool stuff. Very horror influence. So if you like classic horror monsters and great artwork, a lot of the stuff is black and white. I still got it wrapped up. Let me open it up real quick. I'll show you from the interior. Yeah. I used to adore this shit back in the 90s when I was a teenager. And this is very affordable. This thing is $30.
Oh wow.
Right?
It looks like $100 book. That's one thing. I love the way the hardcovers hold their value.
For some reason, I thought they were all black and white. I think it was the Gunslinger stuff. Yeah, there's some black and white stuff right there. So there is some black and white stuff, right? But look at that.
That looks dope.
But most of it is painted by Dan. And oh my goodness, y'all.
Hell yeah.
I'm not breaking the spine in correctly here.
Yeah,
so
Jeb Mint would not be thrilled.
I hear it cracking and shit, but...
You didn't stretch your spine.
Look at that shit.
That's gorgeous, man. It looks like Alex Ross.
This stuff is really good, and nobody talks about it. And so I'm really excited to revisit it because I got rid of my paperbacks a long time ago. And my the issues I had, because I collected it in paperback for a moment, then started following it. It was one of those sporadic things that came out, but very happy that Dark Horse is doing these. This is volume 1, so I hope they do more. But that's what I got. How
that's
cool
is that? Like a beautiful omnibus, man.
It's beautiful, and it's big, man. Like a
$30 for that?
$30. I know, that's
crazy.
I was like, that looks so good.
Like regular comic book size.
Wow.
So it's a big ass thing, you know. Yeah.
The cover price is $30, or it's on
$30.
sale?
No, it's $30.
That's wild.
That's the cover price. I know.
It's like someone forgot to tell them how expensive those books are, what they go for.
No shit. This
hopefully that makes
was
them
a little
sell
bit more,
better and they do more then.
This was a little bit more, but I got it at retail, so I'm super fucking happy, guys. You don't even know. Like, if you've never read Hate by Peter Bagg or anything by Peter Bagg, check it out.
I've never heard of him.
He did a bunch of cool like indie stuff in the 80s and 90s. Neat stuff, other stuff. Hate. He did a Spider-Man book that's pretty wild. Yeah, really cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Was that all you had, boss?
Yeah, man.
Dude,
while we were talking about, why is it not bringing me out? Sorry. I kept clicking it. Dude, so speaking of Slither, man, and James Gunn, before we get out of here, did anyone check out Peacemaker? They dropped the first 3 episodes.
That was dope,
I haven't watched it yet, man.
Dude, great. Episode 3, though, like, that's why when we brought up Slither, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking. Did you watch episode 3?
Oh, yes.
You know, it was the fucking family. Dude,
I thought the same thing, dude. I mentioned that to my fiance. It's like, I feel like he's kind of doing the Slither type of thing.
Yeah, because I guess like the Project Butterfly is something he created. Because I was trying to like see if any if any of it stemmed from. I know what was it? What do they call the father? The White Dragon, maybe that stems from the comics. But the Project Butterfly is some new shit. So if he's like adding because I was like, what are they doing with like the villain? You know, so. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe like they're doing like this Project Butterfly and then maybe leading the dad up to become like the big villain or something. I don't know, but it was fucking wild when those guys were like bowing to him and he's just like I'm home. You know, like he looked like he was like, I'm home, baby.
T1000 with that wild haircut.
Oh my God. I know that fucking crazy haircut. And then when they're, dude, like I almost don't want to say it, but like when they're laughing about fucking Idris Elba, like being scared of rats, like they drop a word in there. I'm like, yo, I didn't think they could say that anymore. You know,
I don't remember. I missed that.
Know, the F-bomb. But they never they always give you shit for saying it.
I'll just say this about it. I watched all 3 episodes and I definitely want to watch them again. I watched all 3 episodes of Boba Fett and I'm not watching that shit again.
I went and watched Suicide Squad after. Yeah, and I want to go rewatch all 3 episodes
great.
again.
I may go watch Peacemaker after this. Actually,
you should, bro. You should.
We've been talking
Dylan,
a lot
I'm not
about.
done, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
I forgot something.
James Gunn directed all the episodes except 1.
Is 3?
I don't want to be that guy, but I gotta go.
No,
I got food that showed up.
You're good, my man. We're about to end it anyway. You got anything going, or you?
No, dude. I'm Ferno from the Cerebros. I talk about comic books. It's pretty dope sometimes. Sometimes Robbie comes and we talk about it.
All the time, man. Hey, thanks for joining, brother.
Dude, thanks for having me, man. I just want to say this is like my favorite fucking show to do. I make a lot of content. I do a lot of cool things, but this is like my favorite thing to do, man. It's so laid back and it's such a fun show. So I love what you do over here, and I love that you let me come and do it with you, dude. It's fucking awesome.
Always invited, man. Thank you. That means the world to me, man.
Hell yeah. Station one and all,
then, bro.
Peace in the East. Go watch Peacemaker. That shit's the shit.
And go watch Scream, bro. Go watch Scream.
Hell yeah.
I'll see you next week then, Vern.
Hell yeah. See you guys. See you,
all right, brother. So what do you got, my brother?
Real quick, I got this shirt. This is a new shirt.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that too, because I was like, damn, I didn't wear a horror shirt tonight.
It's pretty dope, right? But I got a hoodie too. Dope. I got a hoodie too, Dylan.
And you got that for $10, you said?
Yeah, I got a hoodie, man. So it's a Fright Rags hoodie. So you said, it's kind of boring in the front, right?
Yeah. Oh, you son of a bitch. I wanted that so bad, but they didn't have my size. What size did you get?
Look at that. I got double.
Dude, I wanted that. So that was the one. I would have got that over anything, dude. I wanted the shirt, the hoodie, and I was like, it was sold out and everything. Dude.
Yeah, man.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I just wanted to show that off. Oh, and I'll show off my sock.
Did you just get that?
I got that in the other day. But check out.
Did you see they relaunched the They Live shirt, the Thing, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the Return of the Living Dead?
No.
I'm not buying them until the sale, but dude, wait, I'll show them to you. You're gonna
check this out. Look at these socks I just got.
Oh, sick. I saw they had the Mummy ones.
Yeah, I got those too. I got the Mummy ones too, but I was wearing these ones. But yeah, that's it. That's done. I'm done.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. Did you get that during the sale, bro? I can't believe you got that.
Yeah, I bought that shit at the end of December, right?
Really?
Beginning of January.
Yeah, I got mine at the end of December too, or like right after Christmas, like a day or two after Christmas. But here, I'll show you real quick. Here's the They Live shirt.
Nice.
Is it focused for you? Because it's not focused for me.
There it is. Yeah, that's dope.
So sick, bro. So sick. I noticed they don't show people's faces a lot. The Thing.
Yeah. It's trying.
I think it's because of my face. Fuck.
I can go on the website. And look.
I know. Tripping, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one is dope too. And the Return of the Living Dead. And they did a Elvira. And a Trick or Treat long sleeve and a Halloween Kills long sleeve.
Nice.
I just started because they released some little beanies too, which are okay, but yeah, man. So next week, freaking Scream 5, man. Can't wait.
Hell yeah, man.
I can't wait for them to do another sale. I'm looking at the Invisible Man socks, the Mummy socks. Sick, bro. I wish I could have got the Wolfman shirt. And did you see? I know you wish you could get that Dracula hoodie.
Yeah.
I'm
always on Fright Rags, man.
Yeah. Well, I put everything I saw that's out of stock. I put for my phone number and my email for them to update me. Request whatever when they sell it, you can request them to do a reprint. So that's what I'm hoping for, because I'd love to get that Wolfman one. So if I see the Punish or the Dracula get a reprint, I'll let you know.
Hell yeah, man.
Man, I'm so jealous that you got that Halloween 3, bro. I cannot believe you got that.
Man, I wanted a new hoodie, and I wanted that one, man.
Dude, I wanted a new hoodie. That's why but all the Halloween ones were sold out except Halloween Kills. And I was like, if I'm spending the money, I want a really dope one. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get the House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, the problem is after that end of the year sale, they're out of so much shit.
Dude, right? Yeah. So even I didn't think the Halloween Kills was gonna sell out, and that's sold out now too. So I was like, damn, maybe I should have got it. They don't even fucking show the Halloween 3 hoodie no more. Damn. Dude, I wanted that one so bad. That is one of the sickest ones too, bro. The Halloween 3 stuff always sells out so quick. I want to say like
we're a very dedicated following for Halloween 3, right?
I think Gutter Garbs I think is the one. They had a really cool Halloween 3 shirt. See if I think it is them. Yeah, bro, check this out. It says it's on sale for $27, but it sells out a lot. This shit is wicked, bro.
Yeah, I've seen that one, man. Yeah.
I love that one too, man.
Because it's got that logo too, man.
Yeah, the logo is just beautiful on that. I love the one that you got with the freaking witch, though. That one's sick, bro. Yeah. I am jelly.
Well, it's got all of them on it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just like the witch in the background, like, you know, because that's kind of like more like the poster. So Halloween 3 poster, the original poster is like, I love it so much.
I don't know if you can see it.
No, I can. I know. I've seen it before. Yeah, I see the witch and then the kids going at their heads.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm excited for it. The problem is it's only on the back, so you can't really show it.
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing. But they're a little light, which is a bummer for how expensive they are. I mean, they seem like good material, but I'm never washing mine. Like, I'm never putting mine in the dryer.
Everybody, they run small.
I know, because I got an XL, bro, and I kind of wish I got a double XL, but it fits me perfect. But they're 80% cotton, so it scares the fuck out of me, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm washing it on. You know, I gotta have you specking on t-shirts.
We specking on slip t-shirts. Look at that shit though, man. Oh,
dude, it's sick.
Love it.
I know, I love that Halloween freaking 40th anniversary shirt I got. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for some good shirts. You're too kind, Jerome. Yeah, I know. I meant to say thanks for saying dope gear. I know, dude. I love it, bro. I'm trying to have some dope gear for the shows, man. But yeah, so next week we will be reviewing Scream, freaking 2022, obviously Scream 5. Dude, I highly recommend you guys going to check it out in theaters. It was such a great experience. It is an awesome whodunit, and a great tribute to Wes Craven, the late great freaking R.I.P. man, station to the freaking one and only Wes Craven, bro. Straight legend, man. Matt, one of the masters of horror. You know, just crazy, man. I think he would really be proud of this one. I think, and like, I don't say that lightly. Like, I think he really would be proud. Like, if they would have fucked up and put like 4 West at the end, I'd have been pissed. Like, I'd have been pissed. I'd be like, you like trash his name. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I feel like they really put love and care into it, and I digged it, man. It was freaking wild, man. I just wanted to go see it again. Like with Halloween Kills, when it came out, I got home and it was like right 2 minutes before midnight, and it was uploaded on Peacock. So I was like, that you never get to do that, where you go see it at the theater and then go home and watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, but when I watched Halloween Kills at home, I was like, it was better in the theater. But that's why, like, Ghostface, like Scream, you gotta go see it in the theater. Just so fucking good. So
I will, my man.
I want to thank everyone real quick for being here. My man One Collection Down, aka Fable, go check him out on IG. He's got an awesome Blame Fable show coming out tomorrow. I think around 6 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. Jerome, Gary, let's see, got a bunch of freaking, I don't even know.
Russian bots.
Albert, thanks for joining. Yeah, I know, right? Kirby, Taki, Comics Kings. I know Mimo, Big Herm, Missing Link, James Phelps, Two Gun, Pew Pew, my man James Phelps. Verna was up in the chat, I know. Freaking, let's see. It's going to cut me off in a second. I think that is, my man Captain Comics was up in here.
Holy mateys.
Unruly. Let's see. I think. Yep, and that is it. Robbie, do you got anything dropping tomorrow? I know you probably got a live stream coming before we get out of here that you want to throw out there.
Yeah, man, we got Rockin' Robbie live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time over at Pop Culture Philophers. We're going to be talking about the Eternals. We're going to be talking about some Rob Liefeld New Mutants Cable introductions into Marvel in the 90s. We're going to be doing DC Sneak Peek. Lots of fun, cool stuff. Rockin' Robbie live tomorrow night, hopefully celebrating a Cowboys victory against the 49ers. Monday night, same channel, 8 p.m. Central Time. PCP Movie Night, Super Mario Brothers.
Wow.
That was a fun revisit. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of fun
with that one.
Yeah, because that movie's so stupid and dumb and bad. It's hilarious, bro.
Right. Yeah.
If you're just watching the movie and you're like, who made these decisions?
Almost like when you watch the Dragon Ball Z live action, but probably I think that's even worse.
It's way more entertaining than Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers, y'all. Check it out. Revisit it. Join us Monday night.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Kirby. Thank you, Joram. Thank you, Albert. We cannot do the show without y'all, man, and we do always appreciate the constant support every week. We have nothing but a blast doing this. I look forward to Saturday night every week, man. Hell yeah. Superflex on his way out. Y'all are the best. Dude, I man, if you guys are able to get to your theater before next Saturday, I'm telling you, man, check out Scream. Go to like an early bird showing, man, before 12:30, man. You'll pay like $7. That's what I did. And I'm probably going to go again. I really had a lot of fun. Like, that was one of the funnest experiences in the theater in a while. Like, a lot of and I was hyped for this movie. I was hyped. So a lot of times you hype you guys know how I get crazy excited. So sometimes I hype myself too much, and then I kind of disappoint myself where I'm like, I loved it, but I kind of, you know what I mean? Like, but this one, man, was like, it was almost damn near perfect. I kind of want to stop talking because I don't want to hype it up too much for you guys.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun with it. And, everyone's going to have their own opinion, but I do think it is worth the support of the late, great Wes Craven, and that you guys should at least give it its fair, viewing and go check it out in theater. And just, because I think it was just a fun experience. Whether the movie's great or not to you, I think just seeing a whodunit in theaters, good surround system, great music was a lot of fun. Bringing back the OG characters, I had a blast, man. But I'm a huge Scream fan, so that, take that as you will. That's been like growing up, Michael and Ghostface were probably like my two favorites. Like,
nice.
So, and Chucky, but I probably was Ghostface like 5 years for Halloween. Like, Ghostface was the one I could just, if I was like, damn, I don't know what I want to be for Halloween, just pull Ghostface out the fucking closet because, that's just the easy one to do,
Yeah.
But, yeah, so definitely check that out. We will be reviewing Scream 5, Scream 2022, whatever. That's what I hate about it, next week. And that's going to be a lot of fun deep diving into that. So thank you guys, as always, for hanging out. We can trust you or your friends will hurt you. Yeah, man, dude, I hope you're able to, Taki. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it, man. I am super excited, honestly, to talk about it next week with you guys. So hold on one second. Thank you, as always. And we will catch you guys next week, man. Peace out, Station.